Alright everybody, welcome back to another Fear the Old Lore Bloodborne Unpatched live. We were running into some technical difficulties, so I apologize for the delay for all of the live watchers. Hopefully, after the fact, things have been sorted out. I had moved my microphone settings around, so apparently I have to have my microphone set into channel 1 for the purposes of streaming, which, I mean, I know this now. So yes, for all of the people who've been put off by that, I apologize. It's typically not how I like to operate, so my mistakes. So to recap the very beginning of my mute stream, yesterday we finished off going through the Nightmare Frontier, grabbing a few of the side items that we had skipped before. Then we went through Yahar'gul, fought the One Reborn, and we cleared out the orphanage and finished off with the Celestial Emissaries. So what I intend to do for today's stream is actually go back to the Forbidden Woods briefly to pick up the Beast Roar and the White Church set, and then after that I intend to fight Ebrietas, Daughter of the Cosmos, in like the Grand Cathedral's basement. So yes, everybody who's joined in, welcome. Goddess Baguette, Derek, Brant, KD, Lucas AM. So yeah. Appreciate all the support in these trying times. Forbidden Woods. And I remember there were some other names earlier that I had missed, so if I missed you, I apologize. I had to kind of clear out the chats. So copy to pasty, Phobos, welcome back in. Thank you, Phobos. I'm not so sure if it's technical difficulties as much as it is streamer difficulties at this point. Thanks, Phobos. You have a good night, too. Bonk. Oh, yeah, we still have the bolt on. Oh, man, it's so loud. Let me switch that. So we're just going to kind of YOLO run through things, which is pretty much what we did the first time. We're just going to go an alternate way. Hey. Oh, that's actually not too bad. Because I'm a little bit bullet deprived at this one. Routing audio is like trying to unravel the mysteries of Bloodborne. It feels more difficult at times. But yeah. Looking forward to Ebrietas. Yeah, I might screw that fight up. I really don't know how well the arcane and bolt damage will scale against her, and I think I probably have enough health where she's not going to be able to one-shot me, but who knows. Hey, we got in through this way. So yeah, this dude will pull this lever to close the gate. I guess that releases the hounds as well. And there's going to be a Tumerian Snatcher over here, and we get the Beast Roar. It's one of my favorite arcane items in the game. Tiny Tony, it's really not that good. I'm just going to remove it. It might be okay against the Ebrietas, but just the bullet consumption is not worth it so much. Streamer difficulties in streaming. What are we going to do now? I just mentioned that, so hopefully you heard me. Yeah, the bolt should be okay, but she gives me some trouble sometimes. This is one of the Forbidden Hunter tools made by Irreverent Izzy. Borrow the strength of the terrible undead dark beasts, if only for a moment, to blast surrounding foes back with the force of a roaring beast. The indescribable sound is broadcast of the caster's own vocal cords, which begs the question, what terrible things lurk deep within the frames of men? So, this is one of my favorite items, not just from like a lore perspective, but also like mechanically. If I remember correctly, there's a very slight difference in the Japanese where it mentions specifically that the roars can like knock back projectiles and stuff, so it tells you, it does a better job of telling you like the actual function of it. But everything else, if I remember correctly, is pretty similar. So as far as the lore goes, I really like the idea that the Beast Roar highlights that beasthood is somewhat inherent within the men, because the sounds that's produced are produced from the caster's own vocal cords. And so yeah, I don't know. Just a lot of flavor for that. Oh yeah, and we got to go get the set. Dang. I'm failing to finish that one off. Okay, here we go. You're kind of disappointed your first time fighting her? It went too well and you ended up not getting to see her special attacks or anything? Did you do the DLC first? Because that happens to a lot of people. Because if you do the DLC first, you'll be like super over-leveled, most likely at that point. Unless you're just like a god, or just not leveling. So this is the white church set. And I don't remember if I actually picked up the black church set in Yargul. Not Yargul, but Cathedral Ward. I guess I didn't. It's kind of funny. We visited Ariana and showed her off a little bit. She's a little more pale and like hunched over. But I've done a really bad job actually keeping up with the NPCs this playthrough. Attire of Special Church Doctors. These doctors are superiors to the Black Preventative Hunters and specialists in experimentally backed blood administration and the Scourge of the Beast. They believe that medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method for research, and that some knowledge can only be obtained by exposing oneself to sickness. So, I'll go get the black set and then talk about that a little bit more, maybe? Looks like a paw from an abhorrent beast. Yeah, and so the beast roar does say it comes from a dark beast. And so, at least in 1.0, abhorrent beasts were still known as dark beasts. So, it very well could be an abhorrent beast. But yeah. I think there's another item which specifically points out... No, it's this one. It was the beast roar. Yeah, that points out that, like... It's still alive even though it's been amputated from the beast. Let me double check it. Maybe it might have just been in the Japanese. Wait. Is this description different? Let me look that up, actually. Yeah, I think the English is a little different. Let's pull that up. No, so I'm misremembering a different item then. Oh, I'm thinking of the beast claws from Loran. Okay. That makes sense. We'll get those much later, so I won't worry about that for now then. So what were we doing? We're going to go to the Cathedral Ward, pick up the black set, and then go face Ebby. You know Parl's all skeletal and stuff, but for some reason it never clicked that he was undead. I mean, sometimes that happens. Like, I don't know, in some ways it's kind of easy to forget that, like, Gascoigne's a werewolf. I know that sounds really, really silly, but sometimes you can just get so caught up in what you're doing that you, that the obvious can become missed. Oh yeah, and now we don't have the Hunter Chief emblem, but I can show off the messengers from the other side of the gate. I forgot that it's still locked. Beast Claw is that undead beast thing too? Yeah. Zephyl, welcome in. It's been a while since we've seen you, so nice to see you again. Mega Blair, is that why they chop off the legs of corpses in Yharnam? Like the rotted corpses that in that crucified Scourge Beast in central Yharnam? I mean, I think that's a pretty good rationale for it. Just because... Oh, this way's probably faster. No, this is not the right way. Just because, you do see like a bunch of the rotted corpses without legs. In central Yharnam, there's the gigantic Scourge Beast that's crucified, but like it almost completely broke free of its crucifix. So there is enough reason to believe that like the corpses of the dead do get reanimated, especially when we go into Yargul after the Red Moon's been revealed, because of all the what are they called? The cramped caskets. I feel like a little bit of a demigod now. So I think like the drop rate must be like slower in this version of the game, because it feels like I'm missing way more items from fallen enemies. It didn't show you the stream was on? So, okay. That was probably my fault for like just all of the difficulties. And welcome back, Afroman. And also welcome into the stream. It's nice to be back. Thank you. Well... There goes my demigod head. I thought I could just kill him in the one hit. Oh, I could show off the NPCs. I mean, they're all gonna be crazy now. I don't think I showed them off. Again. The black set. Bilby's screaming now. She'll talk about her baby. No response. Oh, so they're just completely unresponsive at this point. Forgot about that. I thought they were gonna all like scream and stuff. That's the narrow dudes. So okay, it's this one. No, not this one. This one. Okay. So that's a little bit macabre, I suppose. Lucas says this is the only reason you still have a PlayStation. It's a good game, for sure. I don't fault you. Good lord, literal living dead. This game has wolves, vampires, aliens, and hostile zombies? Yeah, pretty much. Alright. And when you have over 50 points of insight, you can see these messengers surrounding the lever. I think they go away once you or they actually pull it. So when you're on the other side of this gate, which has like the communion rune symbol on it, essentially like a highly stylized version of it, you can hold up the Hunter Chief emblem to the messengers. Then they'll pull that, well, they'll recognize it, they pull it, and that like explains the spooky magic. And because of that interaction, I like to headcanon that a lot of the other spooky magic is kind of result of the same circumstances. So like maybe the gates in Canehurst open because of messengers doing something. I don't know. Can't say it for sure, but it's just oh, maybe we can show off the little hunter mark. Probably not. Okay. Guess you can't see it. There we go. At the very bottom left, in the middle of that kind of ornate scroll, there's a little hunter mark icon, which I think is kind of cool. Definitely fun to show off. This is what got you into the Souls games? Nice. And also welcome into the stream, Rat Travel. Isn't the Cascats part of the Mensis ritual stuff? Oh, Caskets. Maybe. I mean, I think that's a pretty good guess, but as usual, nothing is ever explicit in these games. Is the DLC... In the DLC, why is the church cannon below in the ground? It's a good question. It is described as kind of like a failed prototypical weapon, so nobody was going to use it, so they just tucked it away where they could. But it's definitely not a practical place to put things, but to be fair, they are in a nightmare. So putting anything in a nightmare isn't very practical to begin with. Akira A, welcome in, or Akira. Thank you for the good work, compliments. Messengers out here hustling the echoes out of you with their overpriced emblem. Yeah. So I don't know if I can actually access the Eyes Chalice immediately after fighting Ebrietas. So we'll see how that works. And I should probably unequip the Eye Rune because that's not going to help me against her. But I did also want to double check, like, when she uses her version of A Call Beyond, whether or not the Beast Roar can stop it. I mean, I'm skeptical. I don't think it would. It's just, I just thought about it when, I was picking it up. So it would almost seem at first that, like, the 7% would be better, but I tend to prefer in most games, not even just Bloodborne, to go with max HP. Because essentially when you get armor or any type of damage reduction, it's essentially just increasing your max HP, but worse, if that kind of makes sense. So it just makes more sense to go with more HP, because that's what ultimately keeps you alive, not really your defenses. So what are we doing? Lumen Flower Garden. And then we'll get, oh yeah, I didn't read the black set. Then we'll get A Call Beyond, which is super cool. Hades, welcome in. Been a while since you've attended a stream. Good to be back. Thank you. Papa G is the most important boss in the game. Kind of. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely sets up the stage for the rest of the game. Up until Ram, at least. But even that, like, Gascoigne has the kind of reveal that we'll see later on, over and over. So this is attire of the Healing Church Hunters. The Holy Shawl, symbol of the Healing Church, flutters proudly on their backs. Most Healing Church Hunters are elementary doctors who understand the importance of early prevention of the scourge, achieved by disposing of victims, and even potential victims, before signs of sickness manifest themselves. Their black attire is synonymous with fear and that peculiar Yharnam madness. How far are we getting from the rifle spear bullcrap off the ground? It's kind of hard to say. If we can go into the eyes chalices, maybe not very far at all. But it's really just being able to get the stupid blood gems. And obviously if they didn't patch it out, we could do it on like the kind of false chalice depths. Max, welcome in. I think you need to do a level 4 chalice for Ritual Blood 5. So we do pick up Ritual Blood 5 in the choir. I don't know if we can buy it after the fact. So we did pick some up, and I can show that off, actually. You pick it up right next to the door. Oh, it gives you 3. It's pretty decent. So maybe it's unlocked in the Insight shop. I don't remember how that all works together, honestly. So yeah, going back to the attire. The black church garb was found in Cathedral Ward. I don't think that's like super relevant, like that's kind of like the stronghold for the church. But that does show that they killed people of their own volition, through their own prejudice, through their own imagination of seeing the scourge in others. Like, that's kind of one of the more cryptic and honestly like frightening aspects of the Healing Church. So like, if somebody suspects you of having the beasthood, they can potentially just kidnap you off the street and be done with you, which might explain like the kind of things that we see with the Snatchers and whatnot. But obviously they aren't the Black Church Hunters. But the White Church doctors are just like them, but they're superiors, and they do more like actual research. So part of my thoughts about these is perhaps the Executioners came before them, because these two hunters' attires do have the Healing Church shawl, which is kind of a mentioned as the Executioner garb. So this later became the basis for all church attire, with its heavy draping of holy shawl. So this is a little bit misleading in English. It's still possible to interpret it correctly even in the English as it is. So many people interpret the idea that it became the basis for all church attire to mean like literally every single set, but that isn't really true, because when we look at like the Yargul garb, it doesn't have the shawl. When we look at the Yharnam Hunter set, even though it technically isn't like the Healing Church set, I don't have it because it's in the shop. It doesn't have the shawls on it. The Madmen set and the Tomb Prospector set does, but what it's trying to say with the Executioner set is that it's the basis of all later church attire. And so, since the Black Church garb has like the heavy draping of the shawl, as well as the White Church Hunter set, it does make me wonder if the Executioners came before these types of hunters. Or church ministers, I guess. I don't know what to call them. So we should probably get some good blunt resistance and some good arcane. Oh, is it really? Oh, that's really bad. We'll probably get one shot. Student sets are really good. Because it makes sense that the people of Bergenworth would have wanted more resistance to all that bad stuff. Maybe go... No, that doesn't do a lot of blend. The top hat? And then do more arcane stuff on the pants. Or... I guess I'm not a guy. I'm the other ones. You know what? That doesn't look too terrible. Like, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but whatever. Alright. Sorry for the delay. The description for the Black Church garb reminds Derek of how hunters under Blood Frenzy can't distinguish beasts from men. Oh yeah, and that's another good point. Especially, like, when they start to go crazy, like, how can they properly distinguish who isn't really a beast? So, that might have given, like, free reign to characters like the Suspicious Beggar to do as they did, because he has, like, the Herod set on, like, the head at least, which wasn't too much of a thing, but, at least in the base game. But yeah, he probably moved around with a bit of impunity, I guess. We'll get a call beyond in a second here. The church attire even Gascoignes have very little frenzy resistance. How come when you choose the ending of the sun coming up, there's anyone left in the city? So I've wondered whether people's transformations revert after the night of the hunt, which really makes it questionable how much good we're doing by slaying all these beasts. Maybe Jura is right. Maybe they really are people. But Jura is also called a fool for being tender-hearted, so maybe not. Not everybody had to transform. Of the NPCs, we do get, like, the old lady, Adela, potentially, arguably Ariana, who don't transform. So presumably there could still be others indoors who block themselves away, who didn't necessarily have to transform. Call beyond. Yeah, and Blanket Blair says, even the Herod Hunters did that thing where they just call a beast whoever they want to kill. You like that it isn't instantly hostile, the little celestial larvae? Didn't your church shut down all workshops and then these doctors helped hunt? I don't think so exactly, but that kind of goes down a deep rabbit hole that we've been talking about in the Discord quite a lot lately. Cephal says, this behavior is close to the Yharnamites. They see the scourge in everyone. And the hunters act as beasts are beasts and no longer human. Yeah, and that's another good point that Patrick brings up. But, of course, that could only be specific for the night of the hunt. We don't really know for sure. So, a call beyond. One of the secret rites of the choir. Long ago, the healing church used phantasms to reach a lofty plane of darkness, but failed to make contact with the outer reaches of the cosmos. The rite failed to achieve its intended purpose, but instead created a small exploding star, now a powerful part of the choir's arsenal. At times, failure is the mother of invention. So I just really love this description overall. I just really like the flavor, the art of it. Call Beyond just is super, super cool. When we like zoom in on its face, it does kind of remind me of what the celestial centipedes look like, where they have like the flower. The part where it's like super, like a very small dot in like the middle of the like its head, kind of reminds me of where like the flower would come out of. This is more related to what might be like a sea slug as opposed to anything else, though. So the idea of like great ones being linked to the sea, it does kind of correlate to the kinds of phantasms that we see as well. And I do like in its kind of body, it does resemble the cosmos as well. So I think these are just super cool, like all around. Oh, Ebrietas isn't. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like a little organic portal to the beyond, yeah. So we get some more blueberries attacking us. And we still hear like the chanting of the background music, and as we get deeper in, I think it goes away. But if it doesn't, it's kind of maybe more of a sign that it's supposed to come from Ebrietas. But I guess it still stays there even if you kill her. So I don't really think it's supposed to be diegetic to the game, which means like it's not like in the game. So yeah, the music still continues. Stella B, welcome back in. It's pretty. The whole idea of paranoia is quite prominent in Lovecraftian horror. Makes a lot of sense for the church sets to have a low frenzy. Makes a lot of sense in a way to you. Yeah. RMR Jammer, welcome in. Do I stream via YouTube or Twitch? This is YouTube. Maybe these are phantasms whose empty shells we find are the reason they're empty in the first place. Maybe. It's possible. So, coming into like this boss arena with the Ebrietas, we do get some more like giant-sized statues of the things that we can find throughout Upper Cathedral Ward, in Bergenworth. But they're like kind of low quality models, I guess. Sort of? I don't know. Like, they look quite different. Like, this looks like the umbilical cord thing, but it doesn't really have, like, the eyes surrounding it. This place kind of resembles, like, the Tumerian Chalice dungeons in that, like, it's got a few pillars and some signs of, like, buildings, but overall it's subterranean, and that's kind of the real main connection. And it's really easy to kind of, like, miss the ruins surrounding here. So some people might think that, like, Ebrietas was just, like, always down here, but eventually she got moved by the choir once they discovered the Great Eyes Chalice. And as we come in closer, we do get this statue of, like, what appears to be Ram. Maybe it was supposed to be related to Ebrietas at one point in development. I've talked about that quite a bit on some of my videos, but for those who may not know, in earlier points of development, Ebrietas was called Kos. And if she was known as Kos, it might make more sense that Mikolash would say, as you once did for the vacuous Ram, grant us eyes, grant us eyes. Because as I mentioned, I think on yesterday's stream, or maybe it was the day before, when we do pick up the eye rune, it mentions that it comes from the voice of the, or as spoken by the Left Behind Great Ones. But as far as the Japanese goes, there is no singular or plural denomination attached to the Great Ones right there. So when we look at the Augur of Ebrietas, it's very clear that there's a singular Left Behind Great One, the abandoned Ebrietas. But as far as the English goes, it's a little bit more removed. So abandoned Ebrietas, left behind Ebrietas is kind of what it was supposed to get at. And that's supposed to tie into the Pearl Slugs and the Eye Rune, in my opinion. So I think it does mesh together very well. So at least for the retail build of the game, I think the way, if you want to believe that Ebrietas does have some of a connection to Ram, that it was just Mikolash saying something incorrect because he's mad, or he just didn't have enough information. Alright. So, sorry for the little ramble. Let me get a swig of water, and I'll catch up with you guys in chat. Are these the dancing sprites from the guidance rune? Sprites. Let me... Oh, you mean like the... I think when you get far enough back, like when you're still in the other room, you can like look up and keep the camera panned up for a little bit. So you might be referring to the moonlight. I think Afroman was just asking, like, where does the light come from? So there's like a hole in the ground, kind of. So I don't want to keep the monocular out. Is that what yeah, okay. So we are underneath the ground, so presumably the light's coming from like a hole in the ground. Where that is, we don't really know. Like, Yharnam is built out of mountainside, so essentially like we're in the midst of a mountain. But even when we're in the Chalice dungeons, there's just a bunch of unexplainable light trickling through on each floor as you go deeper and deeper in. So the light is shining on her. She's called the Daughter of the Cosmos, or like in the Japanese, like Daughter of the Stars, and it's essentially like close to the same meaning, but it does become more relevant because, as I mentioned yesterday, like the lumen flowers are called like the star flowers, so there might be more of a connection between Ebrietas and flowers and stuff. And I think these like little bobble things that looks like they have like fur coming out of them are meant to be like tomb mold. I don't have the higher tiers to show them off. And then these flowers kind of remind me of what we can see in the Hunter's Dream, the white ones. Like white spider lilies almost, something like that. And then these things are kind of what I've wondered what might be coming out of like Willem's back when we look at him. So, alright, I'll just focus on her for a moment. Kipsto, welcome in. Ram or another vacuous spider being down here always threw me off. So one of the other cooler theories about the Ram statue was maybe perhaps in an earlier point of development. After coming through, or you started off in Hemwick, then you would come through like Cathedral Ward and go through like the chapel. But at one point you were supposed to come underneath here, obviously, to the elevator. There is an elevator removed from the Lumen Flower Garden, but I think that one goes to Yarhagul. So I think eventually you'd come back, and then you'd like come down here, and you'd use this passage somehow to connect to Bergenworth. And if this thing was down here, maybe you would at one point access Bergenworth through this statue. So maybe if you interacted with the statue, you would get teleported to the Moonside Lake, just kind of like how we use Mikolash's body to access the lecture hall. And with that being said, there was also the potential in the super early drafts that the corpse that has the Hunter Tool Workshop, the Hunter Rune Workshop tool, that corpse in Hemwick could have been used to access the Nightmare Frontier. Granted, I really don't know how much those ideas pan out, but I think they're interesting enough and plausible enough that they're worth mention. Does the hunter just put those little magic slugs into their pockets and squish them gently whenever they use it? So it seems like they take Quicksilver with their blood and then rub it on the little genie slugs to get what they want. This looks like part of the underground labyrinth. Church might draw people who are already unstable. There's an intact wall with some kind of marking on it behind Ram, but you don't think there's any kind of significance. So these things, like these little pillar things, you can actually see them when you're trying to go into the Forbidden Woods. I thought they were cooler and had more detail, but it's really not too much. My headcanon is like, if this Altar of Despair here wasn't here, you could just like walk forward and eventually spelunk down into like the Eyes Chalices, perhaps, but that's just my headcanon. You remember the statue in the fishing hamlet? Oh yeah, and that's another one. So, this kind of statue can also be found in the fishing hamlet. Thank you for bringing that back up, Zephel. You can even find an Iron the Mensis Nightmare. Right. Lumen flowers look like eyeballs. Yeah, and there's a YouTuber, Herbert West, who has an interesting video on potential parallels between like lumen flowers and eyeballs, which are worth of view. Oh, you meant to call Beyond Creature a little late on the trigger? Okay. Yeah, I'm a little behind on the chat. Actually, a lot behind, but I'm catching up now. You always wondered why some runes have different colors? It's because they're connected to a particular great one. I rune equals Ebrietas. So yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I have a good answer for it. Maybe it's blue because it's close to Ebrietas and she's kin, and they're like silvery and blue. And red is for like closer to Blood Echoes and Blood. And why Communion and Radiance are like yellow or orange, I don't really know. That's a good question though. The beast turned into well beasts, so how do the kins become alien-like creatures? I'll talk about that more once we fight Ebrietas and like do some of the Ice Chalices. And the Milkweed Ring, yeah. You can use the monocle and get the sitting animation. Yeah, I know that. I use that all the time for some of the lore stuff. The wall behind Ram being the big one in the shadows, like way directly behind, but you think that's also likely a reused asset? Okay, so you mean like the actual full wall. So yeah, it does kind of resemble like some of the churches, like maybe the Church of the Good Chalice, like the very back amphitheater part of it. And it even in some ways kind of resembles Firelink Shrine. I probably shouldn't have said that because that'll make people go crazy with wild speculation of tying the games together. You wonder if they drew inspiration from the Argus. I don't know. Blank Thing, welcome back to the stream. He said, if you look closely at the pebbles, they resemble eyes and possibly even our eyes. Yeah, especially since like you get a ton of them from eye collectors as far as the enemies go. Yeah, let's turn all this stuff back on. I guess I haven't really been showing off what we get from all of the... What are they called? Yeah, let's... I really don't know how much arcane damage will do to her. So, since we're a little bit low anyway, let's go back to full and do that. Alright, I just wanted to mentally be prepared to switch to the roar, so I just wanted to know it was 2 away. Alright, so we might get clapped by Ebrietas. Dark Souls is Bloodborne? No. The deep lore. So, it's really tempting to just wail on her at first, but she has like a period of invulnerability until her health bar appears. So you can kind of cheese her if you manage to get stuck between her legs well enough. Oh yeah, I need to talk about her actually. I've just been talking about literally everything else but her. Alright, so this is the brightest out of the cosmos. Oh, shh. Whoops. I guess I'll talk about her as we fight. I've wondered, she's gonna turn. Oh, that's not cool. If she's part human at some point, and like these things behind her were legs, and it all changed once the Fire Nation attacked. Oh dang, we're doing damage. Holy crap. Did I just visceral her? No, that shouldn't have been. I probably just broke a limb. Oh, that does a decent amount of damage too. I thought I only pressed it once. So this is her transitioning her fight into the second phase. Try to Beast Roar. She screams, she does like this arcane sound. I think I'll just slow on the trigger. I don't know if I'll stop it, but I mean, I got hit by that sort of on purpose. Like I was trying to parry it with the Beast Roar. My timing was definitely off. But that's all good. All in the name of science. So yeah, we actually did a decent amount of damage with the Executioner's Gloves. More than I would have expected. That boss clapped you most of any pre-DLC boss. Her Chalice variant, like the Defiled one, is, oh man, infuriating. I mean, I also got stuck behind her legs, so I wasn't like getting clapped by the charges, which are like her really dangerous move. It's like the only move that really makes me like big mad at fighting her, just because it's cheap. I'm so bad at like dodging it and not getting hit. Afroman has to go to sleep. Well, thank you for joining in, and hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. We'll go live again at the proper time, hopefully. 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow as well. Uh-oh, we're gonna get frenzied. Too much insight. The church just assumed this under the mountain dwelling thing is an alien. Brian Carrion, welcome in. Sorry you can't understand me. Is it too loud, the sound effects, or just me speaking in general? In addition to being overleveled, you accidentally cheesed her? Okay, totally makes sense. The space lasers. You'd think she's resistant against arcane? Oh yeah, so the chime noises she makes are similar to the Gardens of Ice noises? Yeah, that's how I feel as well. So she has multiple lock-on points, which is really kind of forgiving for this type of game, because they're usually not that nice with their boss design, honestly. So you can hit her head enough, and she will be able to be visceraled. I missed. So let's try this. Oh, that's the charge. Oh, that was 1,000 damage? That's ridiculous. Holy crap. Let's break her head. Oh, that's the charge. 1338. She must take extra damage. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, her damn arm blocked me. Oh, we're about to kill her. Okay. So I'm going to back off just to test the Beast Roar. Unless we phased her and broke it. One of the cooler things about her attacks is she can deal frenzy damage with her blood. Here we go. Oh. Okay. So pretty much right after I would need to do it. You wonder how the bite from the babies even frenzies me? So my headcanon is like, they're just, as like products of great ones potentially, they're just completely inundated with arcane energy, which causes people to get frenzied. Mega Blair says, the internal name for Ebrietas is a little bit illegitimate child of the moon. Maybe she was left behind by the moon presence. I think in earlier story drafts that's probable, but it's kind of hard to say whether there's still supposed to be that kind of connection. Alright, so this time around I won't use the Beast Ward to try to parry the things. Or maybe I'll try it one more time, since I didn't really get close to it. So actually, we had a decent amount of the resistance. So let's... Oh, blunt resistance, because we weren't like getting completely wrecked by the charges. So let's do a lot more frenzy resist. Yeah, that doesn't match. May as well just go the full way. You wonder how the bite from the babies? Oh yeah. Then like read that. Copy to paste says you always feel kind of bad for killing her since she's just kind of moping around there, not hostile. Yeah. So compared to like Rom, especially, she's a lot more sad. And even the Rosemarinus might say that she's weeping. So, in addition to that, the Japanese for this area is called like the Altar of Grief, not Despair. Oh, it hit me. Stop, bro. I guess she's more of a sis than a bro. She's gonna charge. Oh no. So one of the other things you can do is like bait her like head slam. Don't want to get hit by that at all. That'll be like an instant guaranteed frenzy. Oh wow, that second hit didn't connect. Charge, I'm dead. Okay, I didn't die. Physical resistance is decent enough. There we go. There's the visceral. Oh, I thought she was gonna, like, scream. You dumb lot. What if I kill her? Whatever. Uh-oh. Okay, I definitely don't think it'll work. But now I know. Why play Unpatched? There's actually a few differences in the descriptions. There's some more glitches were just kind of fun to vary things up. And because I've already played and streamed through the normal version of the game twice at least on stream, so just a nice change of pace. And welcome into the stream, Thoughts Anew. We're putting her out of her misery. She doesn't seem to be in a great state when we find her. That's some true hunter logic right there. She just needs a hug. Why she need to be killed? For the Chalice, essentially. Fighting her here doesn't even fully kill her. She's a great one, guys. She just moves to farm upstate. She doesn't die. Have you seen the memory leak error on any bosses? You and your friends had that on Murgo's Wet Nurse. So I think in order to initiate it, I would need to like leave the console on for 12 hours. So I could potentially do that for one of the bosses. Maybe I'll do that on like a Chalice or something. That was weird. Oh, that's the charge. It still clips me. That's part of why I hate that move. Not trying to get frenzied. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Heal, 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 heal. Too slow. Caught in the animation. I felt I was doing pretty well that time. Not that the other ones were bad. But that time I wasn't going to try to gimp myself by trying to parry like the arcane lasers. Can you use the Altar of Despair while she's alive? Unfortunately, no. I got asked the memory leak. So apparently in this version of the game, if you leave it running for too long, it messes with the code to cause the enemies to only cycle through one specific attack when you fight them. So you can really cheese most bosses as a result of that. So that definitely got patched after the fact. It deflected one of them? Oh, okay. It'll probably be easier to check on like the replay than live. Let's actually send the elevator back up. Yeah, no problem. If you guys have questions about that kind of thing, feel more than free to ask. Or if you don't understand what I say, if I'm not being cogent with my points, we'll break her leg now. Can't see. I was trying to heal right then. I'm gonna get on her other side, break her other limb. And then if we get her to her aura phase, we'll just try to break her head with the gloves. Oh no. I need to dodge. Dodge. I need to run. Okay, there we go. Hey, you get the Great Eyes Chalice and a Rain of Blood. I don't think I pointed it out, but when you hit her, she almost seems to bleed a little bit of black blood, in addition to red and silver. Like, she gets more coated with black as the fight progresses. The song sets the tone of sending off of the sending off of Ebrietas for you. Her last moments in the waking world before passing on. Yeah, it's a very regal tone, especially with like the deep horns that they've got going on. It says talk. I don't think I remember that, but do nothing since we don't have the queenly flesh. We need to still talk to Alfred. I guess we still need to go through Canehurst as well. But before all that, let's do some of the arcane rifle spear shenanigans. So we just got the new Chalice. So, oh, we need a lot of arcane haze. That's annoying. So this is the chalice that breaks the labyrinth seal. Great chalices unlock deeper reaches of the labyrinth. The Great Eyes Chalice became the cornerstone of the choir, the elite delegation of the Healing Church. It was also the first great chalice brought back to the surface since the time of Bergenworth, and allowed the choir to have audience with Ebrietas. So that final line is the most important of this chalice description, in my opinion. So it shows, well, I guess it's really like the full final paragraph, but the final line especially. It shows that there was a period of time within the history of the game where like Ebrietas wasn't part of the Healing Church's organization. So since the choir came after the Healing Church was established, after the orphanage was established, after the research hall, it shows that the Healing Church probably didn't get the blood directly from Ebrietas because she wasn't around. I mean, you can make the argument that maybe like all of the chalice blood came from her, or like all of the blood in the underground chalices, but I feel like that's just kind of a stretch to fit a narrative than anything that really fits in with the game. So, yeah. Thank you all for the GGs and the nice laser dodge. DS3 Rotten Blood. Do you think the patched version it says use? Maybe. I just don't remember what it said, period. Brant says, is it still called the Altar of Despair in Japanese? No, it's called like the Altar of Grief. Ruiner Prime, welcome in. Have you checked out the lyrics for that track? I looked at it a really, really long time ago, but I don't remember. I also treat like the Latin lyrics with a heavy grain of salt, just because I think I saw on Reddit like somebody asked their Latin professor to like look over it, and they're like, yeah, this is kind of unintelligible between the actual like listening to it versus the actual like what they transcribed as far as the grammar goes. So what had happened was most likely the Japanese developers may have written lyrics in Japanese, used Google Translate to get it into Latin, and then made that into a song. So it's just kind of probably has a few Japanese to Latin grammar features that are probably hard to bridge the gap on, as well as just like trying to understand what they're actually saying. The ice chalice looks like a molar, kind of. So I look at it as just kind of like a normal style chalice, but just covered with a bunch of like mold, if that makes sense. If you cooked her, would she turn pink like a lobster? I have no idea. And also welcome into the stream. The lyrics are very shaky from what can be made out. Okay. Alright, so that concludes Upper Cathedral Ward. If we were able to clap her like that, I mean, the rest of the game should be really, really simple, except for the chalices. I mean, the base game is fairly short, all things considered, but yeah. I'm really surprised how much the arcane stuff damaged her.
Let the echoes become...
Oh well.
Farewell, may you...
So let's go ahead and repair. And let me check the insight shop for the ritual bloods. Okay, can't buy any of them right now. That's unfortunate. So it looks like we do need to go back through the chalices. But I think before that, I'll go through maybe the first portion of like the Nightmare of Mensis and stop before Mikolash, because I want to see if the beasts drop any decent gems for me, because that'll make the chalices a lot easier, and it gets to be a little bit of a slog. Oh, and there's another iron in there, so yeah, there's a little bit more incentive to go up there. Okay. Oh, the lecture building, second floor. I forgot. We didn't explore it fully, or pretty much at all. Runa Prime says they stole the Court of Eyes is one of the lines on that track. It's interesting at least. Okay, cool. Yeah, and Derek says nothing concrete for the most part. Makes sense. At least Japanese to Latin has the verb in the right spot if the translation's done correctly. Interesting. Yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely over-leveled for Canehurst. I think, like, for the base game, 80 is what you want to kind of be at for Gehrman, if I remember, like, what the guides say, or, like, the internet does. So those dudes will, like, puke into their little flasks and then throw their liquids at us. So this could potentially be Quicksilver or Mercury, because whenever we kill these dudes, we get an overabundant supply of Quicksilver bullets from them. Oops. I guess I could have hit them with that. Oh, damn it. So that's them puking into their vials. Very pleasant. They don't really do too much in the way of damage, at least on this patch. Bleh. I guess I am mostly using like the full arcane resist set right now. Katie says the ritual of reviving Queen Annalise kind of reminds you of the Orphic version of the myth about Dionysus' birth. He's the god of madness in the Orphic version? Okay. Where's our door? So that's the little lecture hall that we were at before. And this note was different in the Japanese. It's the same in the Korean, and the Korean is... Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. The Korean is pretty much the same as the English, if I remember correctly, which suggests to me that the Japanese got revised, but those revisions didn't make it back into the other languages. So the English here obviously says, Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. But as far as the Japanese goes, it was... Professor Willem's right. Wretched evolution is man's downfall. So it's very similar overall. There's a few differences which are worth highlighting. So the courage portion isn't necessarily in the Japanese anymore, but it does suggest that it was at one point, since the Korean is the same as the English. And so, as I mentioned in one of my videos, like, is it all evolution which Willem despised, or just a specific kind? Which is kind of important to consider. So he might be fine with turning into a great one, but I think it is like the eye cord that we can get from the fake Yosefika, which mentions that he wasn't really all about that life. He wanted to get like the eyes of thought as a human. So maybe he was against all evolution. Hunt the great ones, hunt the great ones. It's interesting because, as I mentioned in my video, we don't really see too many signs of them fighting the great ones. Like Patches prays to Amygdala. Mikolash is beseeching Koss for eyes on the inside of his head. The nameless moon presence beckoned by Lawrence and his associates. Pale blood. I'll talk about that in a second. Mysterious fluid. You love designs for those guys. Still can't figure out how Latin's descendants ended up moving verbs from the end of a sentence to after the subject. Love the channel, adore the game so much. Thank you very much, Runa Prime. Wretched evolution, like what everyone is trying to achieve? Yeah, so, I mean, Willem might have been against that evolution, but he might have come into an accident with the eye rune and changed his mind. Willem versus Darwin, yeah. Alright, so, I've gone over this note extensively. The Korean matches a portion of this English here, and the Japanese doesn't match really either so much, to a certain degree. So the bit about being beckoned by Lawrence and his associates is unique to the English, which makes me think that was more of a localization flair. So the Korean is like the nameless moon presence. Well, actually, let me look at it. I should have it right here. Okay, so Lawrence and Company's nameless presence of the moon, paled blood, or pale blood. And the Japanese is like Lawrence and Company's moon presence, pale blood. So the Japanese eventually removed the bit about it being nameless, probably because it was confusing. Because they're like, oh, it's nameless, and then they kind of essentially have a name immediately after it. Obviously, it's more of a. I always want to say euphemism, but that's not the right term. Like, not nickname, but I mean it's essentially a nickname. I just can't think of the word right off the top of my head. So pale blood is essentially the moon presence's nickname, and we're supposed to somehow figure that out despite it just being called nameless. So this isn't really so much of a translator issue as much as it is like Miyazaki and quality control. So, epithet. Yes, thank you very much, Katie. Happens often when cases are lost, and it didn't happen only in Latin, and it might also be part of the European linguistics area. Interesting. Now, linguistics is super fascinating, and etymology and stuff like that, too. 3 third chords. So this is our only real hint to go back to Ariana, Yosefka, and the workshop to get all 3 chords and to use them. I think it is kind of also interesting. Oh, I guess there's more than 3. There's like 4, 5, 6 here total. I wondered if they were gonna like match up to the 4 that we can get in the game. So those are like the super important notes in the lecture hall, and then there's this super cool church giant with the flaming hands. And I don't do any damage to this one, of course. I wonder if we could get him to do his visceral thing. Actually, how's this work? He feels as tanky as Ebrietas. Why is this thing's hands on fire? Who knows? I would just say nightmare logic as normal. I was trying to chain that, but it didn't work. Oh man. Looks like I need to switch my gems back out. Oh! There we go, sweet. Oh, that was super cool. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Cool gals too. Oh, it drops chunks? Didn't know that. Adolfo, welcome in. 99 arcane build? Maybe not 99, but so far, kind of, yeah. Eventually I want to like break the game and use the broken arcane rifle spear, but that essentially just requires delving down into the chalices, which we just aren't quite there yet. Mega Blair says, so the moon presence is also known as the one who makes the blood pale? Yes, and I think an easier way to understand that is one who drains blood is essentially what it's trying to get at. Because pale blood is essentially like drained blood. And even the term, like, not pale the blood, but just, like, things being drained of blood comes up in the context of Dark Souls with, like, Dark Souls 3's, what are they called? The Dark Moon Ears? Why can't I think of what they're actually called? They're called, like, pale ears that have been drained of blood, and it uses pretty much similar terminology to pale the blood in Bloodborne. Some more chunks. Sweet. Any reason why Church Giant is in the school? I mean, I think the School of Mensis would have used the lecture hall potentially as like a launching platform to explore the nightmares further. But other than that, I don't really have too many good ideas as to why that exists. But that does remind me, I haven't talked about like the Yetis or like the lost giant children. I do wonder if they're like the equivalent of the church giants for lore knights. We get some more insight for looking at Patches' spider body. We can hit him and all that stuff, but we'll hold off on that for now. Fire fist over here.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? Oh, how did this come to pass?
Beg for life. This is kind of a really funny gesture to me.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me? Indeed, I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it, if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Yes. Appreciate it.
So that ties into what I had mentioned the last time, but I like to play this really fast just because the juxtaposition's funny, and I just totally ruined it by talking.
No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot.
So that's why I didn't say, like, I think ill of him or hit him or anything, just because this is a really good rune to have. So with him saying that we should appreciate what he did for us, that kind of ties into what I was talking about the other day with him telling us, like, coming to this area, we should be thankful for him. So it's just a little more flowery overall in the English compared to the Japanese, in my opinion.
Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
Alright, so Moon the Blood Trainer presence, essentially Svengali Patches. His laugh is over the top and gets you every time. Katie lately realized that Moon presence has some similarities with Artemis, Greek goddess of the moon, hunt, and wild animals. Yeah, so I do think that they probably looked at a lot of world mythologies to come up with their basis for the moon's connection to the hunt and all those kind of things. Granted, I don't think they just pulled from any one source, but I feel like they were inspired partly by many sources, if that makes sense.
Ah, well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring on the good grace of a certain god and the way he meted out his love.
Nightbot rightfully calling me out. I needed that posture check. Alchemical syncretism.
Ah, well met.
Right, so what was I going to say about Patches? Oh yeah, he calls it sweet compeer, which is kind of I don't want to say like a catchphrase, but he uses that pretty often in the Dark Souls games and in Japanese, and he's like, "Don't hold it against me." He's like, "It should be no count." And so he kind of has like a few catchphrases like "sweet compeer" and "don't hold it against me" or like "no counto." So one of the other things that he mentions at the end is he thinks about a god and how it meted out its love. And so I think, what was it? I thought he mentioned like the chance encounter someplace. So maybe I'm just misremembering. Oh no. Wait, what? I'll probably have to look at it. I don't want to like waste too much time. Alright. He straight up made a deal with Amygdala. I don't even know if he made a deal as much as he just liked sending people to their doom. But the funny thing is, like, the place that he kicks us isn't even really anywhere near Amygdala, which is kind of hilarious to me.
Ah, well met.
Yeah, imagine if he like kicked you into the actual like boss arena and you took a bunch of fall damage and then it just started lasering you. That would be pretty pretty metal. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the lecture hall. I think I did show off that one note in the room all the way in the back, because I remember showing off the little fetuses. I might as well just kill the scholars for super cheap echoes. So the door to the Nightmare Frontier is always closed, because you just can't have the Nightmare pouring in. We're not born in a barn. Oh no, it's just an item? I thought there was another note in here. Okay, I guess I just misremember. Weird. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I don't remember any other specific notes that I haven't read. So just misremembering. Was he always a spider? So in earlier drafts, I think he calls the lonely old deer his mother, or the lonely old deer, like, yells out for Patches. So they might have been related. Maybe they still are. So I don't think he was always a spider. I think he was a member of the Healing Church who didn't go mad with all of the others, according to Miyazaki's interview about him. And a few other subjects. Okay. So let's go up to the Nightmare of Mensis. Do no damage against the Lauren Silver Beasts. But we got a Flame Sprayer, so maybe it'll still work out. I could hit Patches and he'll say, "Uncharitably done, friend." And that'll be that. That's not supposed to happen. I wonder if it's actually there. Or if this is like a visual glitch. Okay, definitely a visual glitch. I wonder if it's because I like visceraled him and then his head exploded. But that's super cool. Okay, actually let me record this. Very few chances to just get like straight up like close-ups. Okay. Recording. Why play 1.00, they ask. One arm's longer than the other? Didn't know that. Let's get the foot lore and then the whole foot fetish jokes going up in the chat. Bell around its face, or around its neck. Doesn't really have eyes, kinda. I want to zoom in further, but I can't really. That's cool. Or maybe, no, it's going to be too tall. Hey guys, it has eyes on the inside. Wait, is that its tongue? Oh no, that's just its mouth. Or maybe it's just... No, I think its right arm is definitely longer than its left. I don't think it's the posture. Hey, we get the close-up of the shawl. Oh, there's a hunter mark on the shawl itself. Cool, I never noticed that. Just like their axes. Okay. I think that's some pretty cool footage right there. Alright. Got to do some gestures to him. Make contact. Let's switch that one. Actually, let's get some footage of this and just... I'll do this and like people will be like, what the hell? Because they're not going to know this is 1.0. Okay. Got that. Point forward next to him looking at the camera. Oh, yeah. Alright, let me actually record that again. Too bad I like can't look down so much and get the camera going. Is there any other funny gestures to do? Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Once Bloodstarved got stuck like this and you could look at it calmly, what do I think about these giants? Were they human? Were they from the old civilizations? So as far as like the internal file names go, they're called like Church Frankens. So they might just be cobbled remains of multiple corpses. We do find some of these in the Tumerian Chalice dungeons. So maybe they were appropriated by the Healing Church and maybe pacified somehow. I don't really know. Another possibility is they might have been the result of some form of experimentation. If so, I would think like maybe like blue elixirs or something else is used to cause it. Because they don't really have wills of their own. They're just kind of similar to like automatons or something like that. Not forgiving patches, it's plain as a peg staff. Now, say in my heart you were as a lamb to my God. Well, you weren't to know and it wasn't for you to know. All's well that ends well, I say. Yeah, so I think we just might need to reload the area to get that, but I'm not too worried about it. Bow to him, make contact between his legs. This is a safe for work stream right now. We're covering up all the naughty bits. Alright. Enough screwing around. That was really interesting though. Shackles on the ankles always struck you? There are other spiders with the human heads in the nightmare? Yeah, Scott has brought up a good point. Oh yeah, and since we come into the nightmare of Mensis, there's a bunch of cool stuff to look around at. We've got a bunch of like literal skulls coming out of the rocks, which makes me think like maybe the nightmare of Mensis itself could have been conjured out of the types of people we saw petrified in Yharnam. And another cool thing that I like to show off very often is this kind of black nightmarish mist that's literally seeping out of the ground. I think this mist is kind of the exact same stuff that we would see if we hit a bound woman of Canehurst, a wandering nightmare, or even like Murgo's wet nurse. I think it is essentially the essence of the nightmares. And if we look at these things, I would suggest that, I think it would suggest that the nightmares themselves are comprised out of the dead. And potentially the blood as well. So, I mean, it isn't just in that one spot either. The mist is in a lot of places in the Nightmare of Mensis. It's interesting that it is not in the lore and chalices, or not, not in the Nightmare Frontier, though. As we come out here, we can see the big cathedral for the Nightmare of Mensis, and then the small one will be like on the left. We can hear Murgo crying a bit more clearly. And as we go ahead, we will get super frenzied by the damn brain. And Stella is at work, so thanks for the SFW. Looks like blood being sucked towards the sky, maybe the moon. Oh yeah, that's also an interesting idea with the like little mist. We're walking on the dead in blood. Gee. I don't think I can, yeah, visceral him like that. Okay, so my R2s do like broken damage. So the charged R2s do broken damage against them. So if we kill them normal style, they will spawn out these hateful maggots. But if you kill them with fire, they don't spawn. Let's try to pick this up. A Tempering Damp Blood Gem, tier 5. Alright, enough of those. They'll kill me. Unironically, probably the hardest enemies to kill in the game. Not even sharks included. There's another Wandering Madness right here. And then as we climb up, the brain will start shooting its lasers at us. Still see some of the mist. And I think, you can't see it here yet, but I think when you look down back that way, you can see the Nightmare Frontier. So that's the chapel, and then there's the other one towards the left. This dude has frenzied cold blood, which I think is meant to be significant, even though I don't typically think that like getting cold blood off the bodies is significant. And he is riddled with frenzy spears. When we hear the brain doing its thing, we can also hear potentially our heartbeat, or maybe it's the brain's heartbeat, because even when you knock it down, there is like this heartbeat effect in his pitch black arena thing. Just another brick in the wall. Is this the only place where the Silver Beast got parasites? No, they can even occur in the Chalices. I don't know if it's in the story ones, but they're definitely in the root ones. But as far as Mega Blair says, in the main game, yeah, that's true. So we can light the lamp. Go ahead, do that. Maybe hit another beast or two. Oh, we're gonna get frenzied immediately. Holy crap. Okay. Oh no, we lived. So in this version of the game, the frenzy spears are kind of broken. And they stay in the air a little bit longer. So we killed that one with fire, and the little maggots do not pop out. And when we look at that corpse over there, we see more frenzy spears. So it shows like the brain has been killing pretty much everything indiscriminately. Looked like the flames on that torch messed up briefly. And pretty much the way to proceed through here is to make use of sedatives. And we did pick up a decent amount of them at Bergenworth, and they calm the nerves, which shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Hexagonal asked, do I think the hexagonal basalt rocks mean anything specific, or is it just a vague ocean shore aesthetic? So this is headcanon, and I don't recommend like fully believing it to anybody, because this is something I just really like. So in my theories of like the nightmares existing out of blood, death, and spirit and things like that, I think that can tie into what we see with bloodstone chunks. So I think you might also get the same kind of hexagonal patterns at the top of it as well. And so when we look at some of the broken open tombstones, it looks like they have blood coming out of them, and I think that might be able to explain all of this kind of supernatural phenomena. Oops. So hopefully that answers your question. Rip sanity, essentially. So you can like Metal Gear Solid your way through here, going from cover to cover. I'm really surprised. I'm gonna jinx it. Oh. I should just use the flame sprayer, holy crap. I wanted to just drop a gem. I was gonna say, I'm really surprised it didn't just like frenzy die each time automatically. So there's the eye rune over there as well. Oh, just a bunch of vials. Frenzy spear. And then there's a couple Yetis over here, the Lost Children of Antiquity. So I'm just going to try to run to the eye rune and then like maybe warp out or something. If I don't get bouldered. Oh. Oh, it drains so much more HP. It's like an actual winter lantern. That's kind of scarier. And so even the dudes over there can get struck by these frenzy spears and get killed. So let's go back to the Hunter's Dream, level up, and maybe kill a few more of those beasts before just trying to go back to the Chalices.
Welcome. What?
Oh yeah, I didn't talk to her after Ram, but
Hunter.
he talks about the ancient echoes. For whatever reason, Ram might have had them. I don't know. Oh, let's repair before buying everything we can. Oh, that explains why we did so much damage to Ebrietas. I forgot we had the kin up gems, yeah. That explains a lot. Okay. I'll just leave it for Ebrietas. Okay. Or for Ram, I guess. Let's go back into the chalices. Because we'll need to do that eventually anyway. Let's go fight... Oh, I forgot to buy items. Let's go fight Ram, and then we'll go to Lower Hintertomb and just proceed through these far enough until we're able to enter Eyes to get our really broken gems. Too bad Nintendo has IP on sanity meter mechanics. Could you imagine some in this game? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Leave that brain alone. You always thought it was super cool how the spears affected them as well. It's kind of weird though that they just didn't die sooner. I guess they just don't move around at all. Thank you. I think... Yeah, okay, I wanted to turn left. Silver Beast can't handle mean look either. You forgot that basalt was lava? So we get another top tier fight up here. Okay. I wonder... Time to experiment to see if we can stop Ram's projectiles with the Beast Roar. Oh, it lived. That's annoying. Well, at least now we're doing, like, respectable damage to these damn spiders. Damn it. And they're also doing respectable damage to me. I guess we learned that using the Beast Blood pellets does not help with the arcane gems, or with the bolt gems, which is unfortunate. The Chain Boy, you remember? Beast Roar OP question mark? I think it's kind of OP. Maybe not OP, but I think it's what's the word? Undervalued? Underrated. Nintendo has the patent on it. After they publish Eternal Darkness, basically weird stuff makes you go crazy, and then the game gets super wonky. Okay. The hexagon effect doesn't just happen with lava basalt, it's a natural effect that happens to a lot of fluids. Oil paint too, for example. Not sure about blood, but maybe. Even if it doesn't happen to blood in real life, it could be like a game style mechanic. Alright. Anything else? Tonitrus, maybe? Whatever. Oh no. Uh-oh. Big spider damage. That's funny, dying to her again when I was gonna go slow. Cute round dance. David Mitchell, welcome back in. And Okimin, welcome back in. Okimin. The hexagon. Oh yeah, read that. Thick blood. F. Yeah, as soon as I saw the spider jump in the air, I'm like, oh, that's not good. I guess I could have beast roared, but I did not think about that. Or, no, I think I was just being stunned from the other spider. The sixth planet Saturn likes hexagon so much it wears one as a crown. That's interesting. That's pretty much why you hate fighting around. Yeah, I mean... It, like I've said before, it's just more tedious than challenging at times. It's challenging to one's patience, if anything. And not the doctor kind. Oh, live. See, like, if the spiders didn't have insane blunt damage, I would probably... Maybe it's thrust damage, who knows? I would probably just try to hit and run. Or just tank through everything, but it just doesn't really work out. Oh no. More of an effect in here. The graphics look weirder this time. I don't think I've noticed them look quite like this the last few times. Oh, I didn't know there was one behind me. Holy crap, that was unnerving. Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see the spiderling. What a jerk. Alright. I need to like get further away to actually anticipate that stuff. I really don't know how well that worked. I want to double check. Poor Ram clipping through the floor. Alright, I think that worked. I really do. Okay. Ooh, that was a little bit dicey. I guess my internet's crapping out a little bit too. Okay, that's not cool. Humongous Eldritch Spider by me. You thought I meant the ring? The pull? I was slow. And it buffered. Just like my internet. Okay. Oh. Damn it. I forgot she does that. Oh, that's the... It works. I'm going to say that's a win. That totally works. Bro. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. God dang it. Let's look at my internet. Okay, so it's YouTube's end. You thought it was your wife? I know it's mine. Well, at least I know the beast roar is effective against meteors. Alright, so now hopefully it's a little bit better. I really like the spider slam down when they get summoned in with the sound effect and everything. You're sure it's much cheaper resource-wise as opposed to a bunch of particle effects and it works? They forgot to remove the water effects from Moonside Lake. It's looking at 160p. Big oof. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Wow. Bullied. Bullied by babies. The small spider's OP. Bloodstarved Bree, welcome back. Pink Lemonade, welcome in. Oh yeah, I remember your name. This is the Chalice dungeon, yes. Getting bullied by a spider that I bullied in the main story. It's all good. Just having a little bit of fun with the beast drawer, seeing how it worked. The answer is swimmingly, apparently. Oh man, that was scary. I didn't see the other ones jumping. So I do like to like run past these sometimes just to like trigger their attacks and then get the free hits that follow up. But again, there is that drawback of just getting clipped by something you didn't see. Alright, here we go. Oh, so you double check the brightest one? Okay. Yeah, I think just like the way that the lasers get staggered is a bad idea overall. I just wanted to know. So it's probably decent enough to use against Mikalash and whatnot. Get me out of here. I think she just teleported again. This is probably a bad idea. Oh my god, okay, I won't do that again. I guess I could have just hit and run her though. Yeah, if we use, I was gonna just counter his Acolpion if he ever gets me. Although I usually just shoot him, but it's nice to have a backup plan. Let's go put on Gascoigne stuff again. It's not the arcane stuff so much as it is just getting clipped by the little spiderlings. Yeah, that's good enough. Actually, I wonder how the flame sprayer will do against them. Probably not super great because they don't like really gather too closely. They're probably just not weak to the damage or anything like that. I mean, I know they're not weak to fire, but... Oh, okay. Could be worse. I'll zero over those babies. Maybe I just need the long form. I don't know if that one shots. Oh, okay, yeah, I should have been doing that from the start. No, that lived. Okay. Maybe I hit its face. Here we go. It'd be cool if we could change the damage of the flame sprayer. Yeah. Ooh, she didn't teleport. Oh. Just gonna teleport right here. Roll away, roll away. Oh no. Hit her too hard. Oh, that staggers them. Okay. Get away. They're scaring me. He's scaring me. Oh my god, that damage. Holy crap. Oh yeah, let's just YOLO run it, or not. Oh my. Well, now I feel extra silly. Tanner, welcome in. Just finished work. Looks like you're in time for Rom, the big dumb spider. I'm getting bullied by Rom, which makes me feel silly. Hawkwood, welcome back in. I can't summon any NPCs. They don't exist. Imagine the smell of burnt spider. You know, I don't think I even really know what regular spider smells like, let alone burnt one. Deserves a belly rub. Kill it with fire. Spider meme in action a little bit. I got too enticed by the idea of big damage to actually do big damage. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm dead, I'm dead. Just that absolute damage it hit me with. Holy crap. I almost got clapped again. Alright, time to be... What the frig? I was gonna say time to be slow and methodical, and then literally that just happened. Punishment for calling her dumb? It's not me, it's the game. The game calls her dumb. But I'll just reiterate that now. She's either push over a brick wall. Yeah, real feast or famine. Don't hit her anymore, don't hit her anymore, don't hit her anymore. Go for the spiderlings. Whoa, I teleported. Oh yeah, if we get hit, that's GG. I've not been liking how much damage I've been taking. Like, I feel like if I get hit by one of the dangerous spider attacks, I'll die in one shot. Again. Roll in. Screw it, let's just heal up. Where did that one come from? Really? Alright, now I'm actually annoyed. I could have beast roared, I guess, but it's unlocked. The one-shotting minion spiders are fun, they're not. It's the power of counter damage. Yeah. I'm gonna blame the top hat. Maybe I just need more physical and arcane stuff. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much better. Whatever. We'll just go with this. Although I do have an idea now. So for her second phase, I wonder if I can ambush the spiders with my flame sprayer? Or let's actually equip the tiny Tony for once. And deal with stuff at range, her included. Thank you for the message copy about it being 1.0, covering my back. Literally out of nowhere. Alright, here we go. Chalice dungeons are a 50 vitality check. Yeah, I probably should get a little bit more vitality. Thought we'd be okay until we started getting to, like, depth 5. I mean, we probably would. It's just Rom's fight is the fight with Rom. In other words, it's more than a one enemy fight. Alright, so gonna emergency bullet and then rally it all back. Try to rally it all back. I don't do too much damage. I don't want to get her into like phase 3. Watch out for the spiders. What the hell's going on? I mean, I probably would have been better off just physically attacking. So she can go from above? That sucks. I heard it. Chill out, Ron. Holy crap. Do you think our hunter would survive in Dark Souls 3? So that's kind of one of the cooler questions about the games. And one of the things to consider is, would the blood, or like how much power would the blood give the hunter for Dark Souls 3? But considering like the whole Souls aspect and Gale getting like ridiculously overpowered from drinking blood, essentially, maybe we would be really strong and able to survive there. Shields are useless because the beasts are too strong, which I think could be pretty telling. But with that being said, it's not like we fight full-on dragons. I guess like some of the great ones can be kind of equated to them. But who knows for sure. I just want to make sure there's no more spiderlings to screw me up. Well, that should just like kill me with a melee. I didn't the music transition, so it's like she teleported like 4 times. It's kind of hard to say why it all screwed up. If I was better at reading when she's going to do the explosion. Oh, like that. There it is. Now I'm all being like super paranoid about the minions and her spells. Uh-oh. Don't get caught dodging. Okay. Oh, that's that one. Okay. That was an explosion. Ah, you jerk. Of course that time was like the most janky and most passive spiders in the entire world. But you know what? I'll take the dub at this point. For just 10,000 echoes, which we'd get more from the damn slime scholars. Alright. Mega Blair says, for you, Ram is always a super chill fight, you just never lock onto the spiders. Stop spamming. Yeah, she was pretty spammy that time, especially like with the weird transition to the faces. I don't know. So we finally get to like our fourth level of the dungeons. I don't remember what's in this one. I think it's Bloodletting Beast. So I might want to switch back to fire gems. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, so let's go back to the dream, get some more Quicksilver bullets, and switch our gems around. The trick weapons alone are arguably an upgrade in the Dark Souls world. Yeah, well, I mean, some of the Dark Souls weapons are kind of like equivalent as well with the Holy Moonlight Blade, Holy Moonlight Sword. Oh, we're out of those. That's not cool. We're almost at max insight, and we really don't have a ton to spend it on in this version of the game. There will be, like, potentially the ritual materials. Let's see, that's... Okay. It's like 250. Oh, we're already beyond. Oh, that's the bolt. Okay, so fire is definitely going to be better for us. Thought we had another one. I think we have a Beast Hunter gem though, which will be helpful. Okay, let's try it that way. And we just don't have the echoes. I'll worry about that later. We have the eye rune on, but whatever. We'll do. Alright, come back to chat. Now doing a Cursed Chalice. Sekiro could solo every game probably. Maybe. I mean, he can die multiple times, which is pretty powerful. Vibe check passed. Bloodletting Beast is last. Okay. Is this the only chalice with 4 levels? I think there's others, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Looks like she spams a lot more in the unpatched versions. Yeah, so it seems like I think that fight in particular got bugged. Just between the way she was attacking and the way that it transitioned into her second phase, like, multiple times. At least she didn't spawn multiple sets of spiders, more than when she phased. The only story one, yes. There's a chance to get a 4th later in the root chalices, but in every level it's pretty rare. Just super random. Oh yeah, I should pay attention to where I'm going. Tier 2 gems. That sucks. Like, they're so bad for this, the challenge in this chalice alone. I'm pretty sure that's kind of also how I went through the chalices my first time around. I got up to, like, Chalice Ram, and I was like, this is dumb. And then I stopped doing the chalices for a while, and then went back to the main story, and then back. Oh, the tracking. Really good. Inflicted organ. Nope. Unfortunately, we do need ritual material, so I'll, like, go through the side areas and look for more treasure. Oh. I didn't see him. There are 40 watching and only 15 likes. You guys, you don't have to, like, fish for the likes. I'm not gonna write about that, but I appreciate the love and support, Hawkwood. Probably lost a few likes on the easy deaths to round. Oh no, this room. This room. I think on my main character, I left a note outside this room. It's like, watch out for patrol and like beware above. There's nothing here as well, if I remember correctly. Like it's just all extremely painful for no good reason. I think there's like a room with Tumerian madwomen and like blood vials and quicksilver bullets. So we're just gonna run past. Probably get spanked. I think we fall through the floor if we're not paying attention. Oh, those are the spiders. Oh, and the trap. That door is dangerous. Oh no, she lived. She lived. So there's definitely more than 4 spiders. I thought there was 5. Yeah, I think. I don't know. Okay, there are definitely 5. So maybe they reduced the number of spawns that they can do later on. Fire paper, Molotov cocktails. Illusory wall in the room with the keeper dogs? Okay. There's an illusory wall. There's a dark room with spiders and keeper dogs as well. The bad woman room is infamous at this point. Shoot her. Yeah, I was going to try to shoot her, but I didn't remember if I had the flame sprayer on. I was also just trying to keep an eye on all the damn spiders. Snatcher. You can hear the gels dripping. Oh, so maybe there is more over here. It's kind of weird to have so many enemies in a treasure room. Is this the gun one? I still don't do a lot of damage. I mean, it's a lot better than before. Oh. Can it live? Okay, so it wasn't as dire as I remember. I know it's one of the Lauren ones. And I think that's the exact amount that we needed for Lauren. Thanks for the parries. A nice parry. The gel's dripping. Katie's falling asleep. Hope the next boss won't cause the same problem as Potato Spider. Thank you very much. Bye. Yeah. I mean, I'm better against Bloodletting Beast than Rom. It just, Rom is just always one of those ones for me that's like, yes or no. And unfortunately, this time it was no. So we already talked about these kind of treasure rooms before. But for those who may not have been in the other streams, screw those statues. No. This statue of like the woman with the crown can also appear in Canehurst, so there might be a kind of same lineage. Or maybe Canehurst just looted those statues and decided to decorate their entire castle with them because they like the aesthetic. So you guys said there's an illusory wall over by the super scary room. It's one of the Lauren ones that has the awful spider summons with the two ladies and basically no point. Yeah, that is just a brutal place. And the thing about that room especially is like it's so difficult that you want to beat it just out of being stubborn, if you're anything like me. I think you do fall through there, but we'll leave that alone. Ugh. So is the illusory wall to the side right there? Or is it on the deep end? This room is just not fun. The Chalice Dungeon remind you of this incredibly rare attack that some of the ghosts sometimes use, where they fire out a series of messengers as homing projectiles. Welcome in, Kagerishin. Nice to see you again. I do know what that attack you're talking about. They even had like another cut attack where... Or like maybe it's a cut version where they actually have the messengers popping out of them. Stop hitting me. Not again, not again, not again. Oh, that one still lived. Okay. It's kind of in the middle. It's on the left side, or is it the right? Well... Oh, I damaged this one? When did that happen? Did it get hit by spiders? Alright, a Lone Keeper I could potentially take. Well, maybe I shouldn't talk so much crap until we get through. Now it's to the left? Okay, that's what I thought. Maybe... it's to the right. Okay, okay. So just the chat delay screwed me and got me coaxed into a snafu. I'm pretty confident it wouldn't be those, but just checking. Oh, here we go. At least that thing doesn't really sprint. Oh, okay. There's totally that line at the door. Sweet. Was it worth the trouble? Phaedrist? It's okay. Thank you for the advice. It's that way. It really sounds like the spider screaming today. Yeah. It's kind of funny because those spiders don't have heads either. I like to pretend that their heads belong on the rocks that the Gardens of Ice carry. Back in the Chalice Dungeons, where are we up to? So we got up to the Nightmare of Mensis in the main game. We haven't done Canehurst fully. So pretty much most of the base game content is finished. Alright, let's just ignore the monsters and go search for treasure. Because there's really no point sticking around here if we can just get the treasure and get the ritual materials. I mean, we're already good for Loran anyway, so... That would mean the spiders have throats. It's psychic screams. Which I don't know if that's better or worse, really. Welcome back in, Afro Man. Oh, that's Somali. Well, be that way. that was unexpected. I thought he was using throwing knives. It's one of the unfortunate things about the jump. I mean, I was kind of trying to jump, but sometimes a roll would be much better. That was unfortunate. The spiders that resemble patches do have a silly haircut, though. Yeah, they have like the friar haircut. Is this the way we came? I think I want to go back the other way. Do you think they even have a bell butt? You might be misremembering that. Do they have a... No, they have like a necklace on their necks. As opposed to other places. Yeah. I don't want to go this way. This is where we came from. It's where the danger zone is. Thought so. But... Oh, so I ran off to the side area before? Is that what I did? Okay. Wait, no. This is where we came from. So I'm gonna turn. Oh, because I opened. Okay, there we go. Is this side area. The only option for Arachnid waifu is Ram. Like Quelaag. Akagadushin says, human-headed spiders that communicate telepathically just mean there's more potential for a cute Arachne waifu. Okay, now I get the context. Like Quelaag. Or like the Fair Lady. Can't see. Nope. Thanks, Blood Echoes. Thanks, Dark Souls. Oh no, why did I do that? That's a rookie mistake. Oh, we're dead. Alright, screw this room. Screw this dungeon. We're done. I'm pretty sure there's not anything wrong or useful over there, but I could be totally wrong. Wouldn't surprise me. That thorax. Giant spiders thick, Big Mama material. So I lied. We're not done with this dumb chalice. Oh, there's treasure over there. Quelaag, more like Baylag. Or Baylog. Quality puns right there. I guess I should probably just wait for all the spiders to drop down, huh? The wife debate returns. It's over here. Probably a mistake. But may as well run over here for the spiders to do their thing. Nothing. Okay. They kind of heard me, I guess. Okay, whatever. Chat's losing itself to frenzy. Get the flame sprayer. Okay. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Let's not get hit in the face with the molly. I thought I was just about to. Stop, stop, stop. What? He just... Oh, he just dropped himself down. Okay. There's probably going to be traps. Why'd you summon two at once? So there has to be another one, because there was... No, maybe she just summoned a random guy. A random Tumerian dude. Multiple times. I was going to say there's probably a second one. Get off the steps. Oh, too slow. Too early. Too wall. Way too early. Way too late. Way too late, or way too far away. Let's just bring him up here. Get off stairs. Man. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. And that reminds me why... For the longest time, I didn't really bother to try to parry fish them. Alright, there's a few more. Check out the parallels between the parasitic symbiotic nature of the phantasms and how the demons of Izalith are parasitic in nature. Spider summons an Elden Ring? I wouldn't doubt it for a second. Elden Ring, but all the enemies are summoned spiders. Elden Ring spider firekeeper waifu. Don't forget the half dragon, half spider firekeeper, soulkeeper waifu that has a scythe. The real question is, when are they going to make praying mantises? So that was really not worth it. Unless we need it for something later, but we don't. Oh, we got our echoes back. I probably should spend them before this boss. Yeah, let's do it. Between that, the blood vials and Quicksilver. I probably can't even actually level up now that I think about it. Whatever. Patches will push me into a spider, or push you into a spider pit where the spider's legs are poisonous snakes. And it's like the daughter of the moon.
Welcome. What? Very well.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine by me. Tier 4. Layer 4. Praying Mantis Firekeeper Waifu. Now that's a solid From Software monster. Alright guys, but now imagine an alligator, or a person with an alligator head, praying mantis arms, scorpion tail, and snake legs. Or well, I guess snake tail, snake feet. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. Yeah, I'll just skip that other side area. I know it could like drop down later and come back out that way, but why? Bloodletting Beast, this time with a head. Here we go. Let's record this fight just for the heck of it. Oh, I guess I was recording that entire time. Rip. Just described Typhon from Greek mythology, pretty much. So some people think that the Bloodletting Beast is Lawrence, which is kind of fine and made more sense before the DLC came out. Because when you look at its face, it's got this gigantic gash running from its skull, and that's like the super long range punch. And that gash runs all the way down its back, which is pretty metal. Its Japanese name is like the host of the Beast Blood, the Lord of the Beast Blood, the Guardian of Beast Blood, essentially. There's multiple ways to interpret it. So it's a little bit unfortunate that they just went with Bloodletting Beast for this. Does this have a grab? Oh. Oh, that was way too slow. Yeah, maybe I should just fight it HUDless if I want some more footage. And then just, don't die. You're certain the Bloodletting Beast is Lawrence? Yeah, I mean, no matter what you believe, for or against it, there's just some nightmare mechanic issues that's just annoying to try to figure out. And I think we talked about that. It was either on the Discord or the chat the other night. You'd like to know where the big wound on the back actually came from? Yeah, that's a good question. I was gonna say, am I recording? I'm gonna double check. Okay. I took my eye off the enemy and got train wrecked. Okay. It's totally feasible for Lawrence to exist in more than one state of being, given the nature of the Hunter's Nightmare. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But if you do think that the Hunter's Nightmare is a nightmare, and if the Chalices are a nightmare, it's like, why would there be two Nightmare Lawrences, I guess? Not to say that there couldn't be, but it becomes kind of a headache to try to figure out. Especially because then if you say that this isn't a nightmare, does this mean, like, what about the Ebrietas that we fight in underneath the Grand Cathedral? Is that like a nightmare version? It just becomes a real pain trying to say, oh, what's truly the nightmare versus what's not. That sucks. That one was totally me. I forgot to hit start recording anyway. We'll fix it. There is a headless one people thought was him down there, but you don't think it's this one. Mega Blair doubts at this point that the Bloodletting Beast is still meant to be Lawrence. That's kind of how I feel. I think it's unfortunate. I like the idea of Lawrence being the Bloodletting Beast a bit better, but even if he was, I wish they would have added more to the story. Even if it was just an item description as to why he would still be down here, and or why his skull would be in the Grand Cathedral. So that's the other part of why saying like the Bloodletting Beast is Lawrence is problematic. Oh yeah, I need to record. It's just because if this is the physical world, we still get like Lawrence's physical skull in the Grand Cathedral. If this is a nightmare, we have a nightmare version of Lawrence in the DLC. So yeah. Okay, I just don't know the timing for this fight at all. I mean, part of the difficulty is definitely with the foreign garb on right now. So maybe I'll switch it out. No, I'll try like 2 more times before I switch it out, and then like turn the HUD back on. All for the footage. Because at the very least, like, the Bloodletting Beast could potentially come up in lore videos at some point. I mean, I could always just get super over-leveled and come back. That's not as fun. Oh, I thought I died from that. I don't know how much damage I took, though. I thought that was gonna kill me. I need to stop locking on. I need to run in. I jumped instead of rolling. I don't know if that would have not killed me if I'd been rolling, but okay. I'll do it like once more time. And then I'll switch everything around. I need the Holy Blade, then I'll be ripping. Oh, welcome back into the stream, Dark Soul. Patrick again says, you're somewhat more impressive this thing still lives and puts up a good fight. But then again, there is Blood-Starved, the Bloody Dark Beast, or not so bloody. For the charge attack, dodge toward him and under the arm. Okay. Right arm from my side. Okay. Yeah, we can get the Ludwig's blade, but not the holy one. So maybe it's the left one. Maybe you're trying to say his right arm, not my right arm. Which would make sense. BLB is placed on a kind of metaphorical pedestal due to the fact that this is the first time a player encounters a chalice with 4 layers. Yeah, and also there is the headless version of him right before Queen Yharnam. Alright, so I'll give this like the last attempt if I don't just get insta-splatted. That was the punch attack? Oh, okay. You meant the whole body charge attack. Okay. Alright, here we go. We'll let this text go away. BLB. Part 12. Stupid steps. Am I dead? I think I'm dead. Okay. Alright, screw all that. Let's put everything back on. Dark Soul likes Ludwig's Holy Blade. I'm a fan of the Threaded Cane myself. Cognition says, the point is that nightmares are an astral state of being and have some psychic components to it. It's also outside linear chronology, or perhaps makes things within it timeless. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about the whole, like, time is kind of looted type argument. I know that's not what you were saying precisely, but just for the ease of talking about... I think Gascoigne's chest is probably going to be the way to go. Executioner Guard, maybe. Alright, but yeah, let's just go with this. This boss took you like 2 days. This is the worst Bloodborne experience. You're more partial to the Kirkhammer, but it's all a matter of opinion. 50 Vitality check part 2. You mean 30 Vit isn't enough? Kane Gang, Adolfo, welcome back into the stream. I think I jumped instead of rolling. But, I mean, I didn't get one shot. And people say armor doesn't matter in Bloodborne, but I mean, that just goes to show you. Okay, that was annoying. We're having a Curse of the Streamer again, where I talk crap about a boss and then just get stopped. I am paper mache. Yeah, I could always just go like farm echoes, or just go to Loran. I mean, that's kind of both. That'd be like 2 birds with 1 stone, wouldn't it? Yeah, Lorian or like the Hinter Tombs. You change your armor out every fight. Totally makes sense. What role do you think time plays in regards to the lore? There seems to be some themes like clockwise runes and cycles. I think as far as like the time goes, the most that I'd want to talk about the time would be in relation to like how the hunter death skip mechanics work. It'd totally be nice if I could actually hit the boss. Where are we going? What's going on here? Alright. Oh, didn't want to have that form a bit out. It's gonna jump back? What's going on? That's scary. Oh, you're like phasing or something? That's, oh, I'm glad I rolled. That's like the super ridiculous hitbox punch. Screw your leg. I don't know what's doing. It's stepping on me with its big old feet. Oh, that's scary. Get off the wall. I probably could have used the flame spray more. Okay. It just helps to not get one shot by the bosses. Defiled Chalice. That'll be kind of helpful. Not really with my vitality. Alright, so that's that. Let's go pick up our 0 echoes. So yeah, going back to the whole time thing. Sorry I couldn't really talk about that too well while trying to focus on him. I feel like it can be somewhat useful to try to explain why there's multiple iterations of the Bloodletting Beast, especially with like one becoming headless and stuff. I know a common idea is to look at the chalices as like various snapshots at points in time. I don't know entirely how I feel about it, but I also don't necessarily have better explanations either. Alright, thank you all for the GGs. I probably needed echoes to actually conduct the rituals. So let's see if we have enough for that. Okay. Actually, I wonder if the inside shop has anything else at this point. Okay, we can get the flower buds now. Pearl slugs. Not the arcane haze. Although, wait, we have the extractor, don't we? Oh, so we can go to eyes now, can't we? We just need the tier 5, never mind. Arcane haze can be scraped out of various ritual materials. Materials are permanently lost after the haze is extracted. Arcane haze is an essential material for certain holy chalice rituals. So we could get rid of like a lot of those. Oh, we don't even need to get rid of this many. Okay. Wait, did that not go? Yeah, I hit no instead of yes. What do we need for eyes? And then I'll look at chat. Just the ritual bloods. We need more of those. Okay. Okay, let's go to the chat. You think at one point BLB was supposed to be Lawrence, but they retconned that and we get him in the DLC. Like there's actual data mine stuff on Lawrence being in the dungeons, but that was removed. I think at one point, yeah, but for the very longest time, like there has been a human skull in the Grand Cathedral, so whether or not that was Lawrence or a different kind of person is unknown. Why does Lawrence appear as Cleric Beast on Fire in the Nightmare? Why wouldn't be in his bloodletting form? Yeah. So this is Loran. Compared to the other ones, it's covered in sand. There will be like electricity buzzing from the ceiling in some places. Holy crap. That damage. And look at how much more experience we're getting. So that's the power of like the beast hunting gens versus actual beasts instead of Tumerians. Hey, damp blood gen, whatever it was. Alright, so let me kill the damn lady. And then hopefully we'll have a moment to look back at everything again. Oh, she's gonna be up there. I don't have enough damage. Oh, it didn't stagger him. Okay, okay. At least now I know. And we've already got, like, way more many echoes than what we had. It's all good. He's got the James Harden step back. The Bloodletting Beast. So who is Murgo's dad? I think it's most likely supposed to be, like, Odin or something like that. Kind of like Ariana. Scenario Cardinalum. Welcome to the stream. Regarding the nature of Chalice dungeons, you remember JSF making an argument that you travel back in time, so that can explain how you're able to encounter and kill Bloodletting Beast Lawrence, let alone Yharnam. Maybe. I don't necessarily think that we fight a version of Queen Yharnam back in time. One way that I look at her and everything relating to that would be the queen in that fight is indeed pregnant, but she can summon like her astral projections, and those ones aren't pregnant either. So it makes me believe that the type of astral projections we see in it makes me believe that the Queen Yharnam that we see in like the Moonside Lake and or try not to get spider killed in the Moonside Lake or the Nightmare of Mensis could be a different, could be one of her astral projections. I feel really bad talking and trying to focus on the game at the same time. Like I can't do either well because I'm trying to focus on both. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Jeez. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Because they're all... Oh, crap. That was her. Okay. So I'll kite the stupid spider someplace else next time. You can do a step through TikTok clock portal Mario 64 style, and you think there's at least an idea of cycle flow and stagnation? Like a tide pulled by the orbit of the moon peasants. Oh yeah, that's also a possibility. Because there are the characters in the game that do say like, oh, the night is long in response to us doing our thing. And they could be right. There might be some effects of time dilation that's worth exploring a bit more. Where's the first one come from? That's still crazy how much damage I do to those ones, but compared to everything else. I wonder if it's a bug. Hopefully the spiders don't chase me over here. You think the chalices are less snapshots themselves, but the entities within them are the ideals of the entities in question. That boss would affect your night. Cognition says, you compared the elements of the nightmare to something like the live stream before. That's a pretty apt comparison, you think? Thank you. I don't really know how much water that's going to hold with like maybe more casual fans of the game, but I think there's enough parallels where we can... Damn it. They really chased you far. Okay. Let's kite them away. This isn't gonna work out well. This did not connect where I thought it would. I don't even need this. Why am I attacking it? Oh, it had a gem. Never mind. Bullets. Not worth. We're screwed. Okay, so that's how it connects. Let's make a slow circuit around. Oh! It got me from the other side. That's funny. Oh. Alright, let's finish her off. I guess he died, okay. Well, that was a little bit intense. I thought there was another thing over here. Another enemy, that is. Guess not? Okay, sweet. Tomb Old Tier 4. That's a lot of damage for a paper mache man. Yeah, it's more like glass cannon without the cannon. Yet. Where are we? Oh, I'm really behind. Lauren and Eyes are kind of meant for New Game Plus. Yeah, they definitely scale way higher than the base game. Lawrence appears as a burning cleric beast because the cleric beast is emblematic of the dangers of taking in the old blood and thus the hidden crimes of the healing church. I do not disagree with that. I can't summon anybody. Sorry, I can't summon anybody, Enrique, but thank you for the offer. With this version of the game, I can't connect to the network, and you'd probably be on the latest patch anyway, so our games would be incompatible with each other. That's a ridiculous amount of damage. Up until we fight non-beasts. Actually, I wonder if he'll take a lot of increased damage. I hear people call these things beasts, but I don't really know if they actually do have that typing. He was the first cleric beast ever, though. I think Lawrence being the burning cleric beast means to symbolize that he was the first cleric beast and he's burning in his nightmare / hell for all the stuff he has done / had a hand in. Yeah. Even though cleric beasts are supposed to be a common evolution of the scourge for the beasts for clerics, we only ever see one. Well, we kind of see multiple ones. The way that I look at cleric beasts isn't that like it's a specific type. It's more like clerics can evolve into just bigger beasts, period. So I would say like the Bloodstarved beast is likely a former cleric. Vicar Amelia is a kind of cleric beast, just not cleric beast. You thought he's burning because that might be how he got killed. There's also the skinned hide of a cleric beast on the church assassin from the DLC, Braidor, yes. We do, however, see numerous other iterations of advanced beasthood, many of which parallel the cleric beast design. Bloodletting Beast does resemble... I lost it. It scrolled on me. The Super Cleric Beast. Old Hunter areas where we see the Powder Keg Hunters. We actually don't see Powder Kegs as... Well, I guess they... Yeah, maybe they are Powder Kegs, technically. At least we get a lot of the Powder Keg items. Hunter's Nightmare is explicitly called a karmic hell for the hunters who are trapped in the early DLC. Kind of. Not... I don't think it... Maybe it does. I don't remember the word karma coming up in this game. Maybe it does. Cleric beasts are huge because of their proximity to the old blood. Everyone else just turns into werewolves. Well, according to Miyazaki, it's more like the more you resist your humanity, the more terrible the transformations will become. So we do okay damage. Sage's hair. Not nearly as many as like to the beast patients. It's all good. Ritual Blood 4, we need tier 5, so maybe as we get deeper. That'll probably be Ailing Loran, to be honest. Holy crap, we're at 60,000 echoes already, though. Any insight how Japanese traditions promote attuning oneself with the wills of the ancestors? I mean, I'm not actually super familiar with that kind of thing, so... Attuning oneself with the will of the ancestors, that's kind of a little bit beyond what I know. There's a lot of things that kind of get tied in between Buddhism and Shintoism, and just like neither at the same time. Just it can vary from region and households even. So that's a real spider. Is there anything else to point out around this area? Scourge Beast. Thought I saw something move. Okay. Just my frenzy meter, I guess. Zeus himself, welcome back to the stream. Do you think they wrapped up the story in a sequel would be a cash grab? Yes and no. I mean, it depends on what kind of sequel they did. This question comes up kind of frequently, so I think if they did like a completely different setting, but just like adopted some of the mechanics of Bloodborne into like a new narrative, it could work. But if they did something like what happened right before the events of this game, or like immediately after, it would feel a bit more cheap to me. Was that it? Oh yeah, because we got the chest after the Madman, so that's probably it for this area. This was the side area. Vic Amelia is definitely a cleric beast, and she shares her boss fight music with a cleric beast. Well, she is a cleric. She does turn into a beast. The running freaks you out? Alright. Oh, okay, so you meant it's more explicitly implied. Yeah. That's a little bit more fair. Just looked weird. Any insight? Oh yeah, I read that. So it's a karma thing. Those who resist become cleric beasts or go blood drunk. Kind of. I mean, the same is kind of true to a certain extent in Dark Souls. I should probably go spend my damn echoes. Level up like twice. But this room is so fun. With all these beast patients. And we have the air rune. $5,000. Oh yeah, in this version of the game, it lived. I thought I would one-shot it like all the others. In this version of the game, this specific beast patient doesn't have its robe on, and it's the largest beast patient in the game. And I really like this one because I think it's kind of a good in between the types of beast patients that we would see in like what's it called, Old Yharnam, and potentially the Silver Beasts of Lorien. I don't necessarily know if they're actually supposed to be connected too much, but I do like it overall. Those are the scariest enemies in the game for sure. The Labyrinth Madmen. That one's just chilling behind the pillar. It's cool. It's got red eyes. Oh, it can scream, so it should be female. And it is definitely probably a bug that it didn't have the cloth, especially since they added it later on. That damage, though. Holy crap. Can bring damp. Holy crap, it's damaged, though. Tier 5. This is very nice. Alright, yeah, let's go back to the dream. Let's look at some of our gems and whatnot. Spend all of our stuff. Serrated and fires are wonderful for Lorien. Did you know that Labyrinth Madmen also take damage from serration? I've heard that, but I don't know if they're actual beasts. First time seeing the big guys without the robes? Yeah, so they did patch that one later on. Which is kind of interesting. 3 levels. And some left over to boot.
Farewell.
Alright, now we're back to like a good surplus of supplies. And this is the part of the game where like the amount of experience you get finally is like worthwhile again. Like Central Tumaru 3 is just really bad as far as like the balance goes. Oh, we also got a lot more fire gems. Oh, they were all waning though. Rip. I could always just put on like another beast one, but maybe it wouldn't be worth. And slow poison. I mean, slow poison wouldn't be quick enough to build up. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it. Because one of the other things about leveling up is your general defenses increase. I didn't mean to do that. And that was an accident. I guess we're still in the first layer, so it won't matter. Alright, going back. What I was saying about the clerics evolve into more advanced beasts in general is what you're getting at by noting how we only see the cleric beast, but multiple advanced forms of beasthood. Yeah, I understood that. Mega Blair says, madmen are also attracted to pungent blood cocktails. Ooh, that might be worth trying out. Just to show off. That's like one of the things that, or let me rephrase that. I should look at those kind of interactions more. Because those are one of the things that I'm not as familiar with. You think it's weird they haven't made a next-gen patch for this game? It's no doubt popular enough. Yeah, for sure. Some people have their tinfoil hats on that because they haven't, it's just justification for them making a like more premium version of the game later on. But who knows? I wonder if that had a grab. No gems? Dang. I think this is a dead end, pretty confident. Nope. Is that a guillotine? Yeah. Some scourge beasts. Just stepping on all of the traps. Sweet. Kind of intended that. I don't know if there's any treasure in here. Okay, there is. Hey, there we go. Ritual blood. Once we get that, we'll go to eyes. And then if we get to the 3rd floor there, we can definitely farm like a ton of the celestial emissaries and whatnot. What's the deal with the Labyrinth Madmen anyways? Lore-wise, you mean? Are they just guys who did a lot of sprinting in life or something? That's a good question. I think they're just probably similar to like the Suspicious Beggar, where they've kind of embraced their madness and beasthood. And so they just want to get more and more blood. But, I'm trying to think if there's any good parallels to the people of Yharnam we can make other than the Suspicious Beggar. Thought so. Okay. Yeah, I can't think of any, like, other hunters. I guess maybe, like, some of the hunters in, like, the gank squads of, like, Yahar'gul? Maybe? Like, the Beastclaw hunters? They're kind of equivalent to that, but not really. So maybe just, like, the regular Yharnamites. Or the dudes that carry, like, the fishing poles that turn into, like, half-beasts. But they were probably resistant to beasthood. Oh, damn. I mean, that was really silly of me, but... Oh yeah, we're going to use the cocktails if we ever get away. Which will be a challenge in itself, just because of how fast they are. I don't know how far he's going to chase me. I don't know if that worked. I don't... Oh, okay. What's going on? That was weird. As far as like the frame rate a second ago, that's what I thought was weird. Not so much like him kicking my ass. Okay. They don't take extra damage from serrated weapons, but from Beast Hunter gems. Okay. And the Church Pick hidden damage. Isn't the Church Pick hidden damage serration though? So we got the lever. Since we did pick up a tier 5, there is kind of more incentive to explore all the side areas. You probably already level up again. But I don't remember what boss is in here. I think it's Beast Possessed Soul. Izzy's Admirer and the Beast Claw Prospector. Yeah, those might be good parallels. I mean, they're not obviously as mad. Or maybe like Gascoigne could be a good comparison. Like they're essentially like blood drunk before being blood drunk was a thing. Is the way that I would look at them. Forgot about that. Okay. It doesn't work in this version. So maybe it doesn't work at all, because I heard it doesn't also work against the Blood-Starved Beast. It's fascinating to you the Suspicious Beggar has enough presence of mind to retain his sanity, if not his morality. I don't know if we could call him a moral person, but yeah. He obviously sees himself as a superior being to regular humans, but on the other hand, he's just trying to indulge himself, and who knows if he'll ever advance to an even higher state. Yeah. I mean, when you're already that badass, how much more badass can you get? Like, the way that I look at the Suspicious Beggar is he's kind of like the equivalent of a man-eating tiger. Like, are you going to really be mad at the tiger for doing what's in its nature to do? Like, the only thing you can really do is hunt it to stop it. Which is kind of a bit of a meta rationalization of things. Okay. I think we'll leave that there. I typically like to go high to low, because if you fall down, you'll just come back up eventually anyway. Alright, yeah, this is what I thought. Oh, is this the danger zone? Yeah, I think so. Normally, I would just, like, roll down there. Maybe we need to on this version. But I think there's, like, one area where you just kind of, like, miss. Yeah. I think it's more of a pain to come back the wrong way than to try to be smart and skip ahead. Oh, okay, yeah, this is why. This has treasure. Okay, memory doesn't completely fade me. Stella B says acceptance versus denial, maybe. Yeah, that's kind of a big thing. Like, despite his acceptance, like, it's weird that his transformation is so much bigger, because in most cases, it's like the denial which causes the transformation to be more intense. The church pick, does it have any serrated edges? Well, as far as like it goes, from what I've heard, when it transforms, it essentially becomes like a singular tooth, kind of similar to a saw blade. So I heard it does have like a hidden serration bonus, but I don't know. This is the weapon from the old Beast Tales. Tiger. Oh yeah, I love that quote from Catch 22. Ice 9, Cat's Cradle. Tiger gotta hunt, bird gotta fly, man gotta sit and wonder why. Tiger gotta sleep, bird gotta land, man gotta tell himself he understand. So for those who may not know that, that's a quote from Kurt Vonnegut's book, Cat's Cradle. It's a really good book. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a lot more accessible than Slaughterhouse 5 if you ever tried to like read that first and couldn't get into it. Because that happened to me when I was younger. I tried to read Slaughterhouse 5 because I heard it was good, and it just didn't work for me. I actually reread that recently, and it was fine, but part of that is just because I was able to understand it a bit better after having a military background as opposed to when I was a teenager. Hey, and gem, that's kind of weird, but okay. Tier 4. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. Damn it. Okay. Could the suspicious beggar turn back to a human, or is he just killing and eating people that you slap him and now he's stuck in beast mode? That's one thing that I wonder, and I really wished we had an answer to that, one way or the other. Like, every time you come, he's already transformed, or he transforms immediately. But again, it does come into the question of, like, you know, time being wonky for the player, because, like, do we wake up at the same time we first visited the area? Like, why do they still stay aggro? All those kind of, like, difficult questions that are painful to answer. Is the price right? No. The price is wrong. So I think in Lauren we do get a whale as well as a snake at one point, or just they might be in different spots. So we get the snake things here, we get the pools of blood, the sand's still going. You can see the electricity in the air occasionally. I wonder if it's... No, I mean it's in the places where there's not as much blood either. It seems to you that the beggar could switch between human and beast, hence him chowing down on the corpses when you first see him. Maybe. Maybe he didn't need to transform to kill them. Or maybe he found them on the street and he's really a nice guy after all. There is a gel. I was worried about a gel on the ceiling that I didn't notice the gel on the floor. I was wondering if they even dropped anything. Apparently it's pebbles. That's where we skipped from before. Okay. And it all worked out. Now let's go to the boss. If it's something crazy, I might try to Bold Hunter mark out and then spend the echoes. But that's not really how one YOLOs. In the transform state, it becomes all thrust damage? Okay. He killed them as an important beast, then shrunk down when he came out of the frenzy. As awful forgot the last time we read a book. Slaughterhouse 5 is fantastic. Glad the kite catches such drifts. Thank you. Nice. Thank you. Military head you lore hunting? No, I mean, I'm somewhat of an avid reader, not so much like after becoming an adult. I don't know. I found it a lot easier to read when I had downtime at like school or work, but not so much. I don't know. It's just harder to read on my free time unless I'm like going to bed or something. Yeah, Beast Possessed Soul. So my first time trying to read Slaughterhouse 5, I was just a teenager and didn't have as much life experience to understand like what the book was going about. Oh, they're doing a lot of damage to him. Stop, please. But now that I'm older and have had those experiences, I was able to get into it a lot more easily and understand like some of the nuances. Oh, the tracking. Sure would be a shame if you lost all them pretty echoes. I was afraid he was gonna like do the full 360 no scope crap. Fire. I was gonna try to read chat, but it's a projectile. You read at work a lot? Yeah. Actually, part of the reason I read Slaughterhouse 5 recently, now that I think about it, is because there's a power outage. That's really what it was. I had to figure out a way to keep myself entertained, and I didn't want to like use all my battery. And that was a book that I'd been meaning to go back to. Let's switch this out. That's okay. Oh god. Stop. May as well heal. Oh, that was weird, but okay. He's got the tracking? No, okay. There we go. He's such a buddy when he's wandering around. Yeah, he'll just clear out floors for you. Oh, no. Oh, God. Well, leveling up those 3 times definitely worked out. Screw it. He's got my number. Fire Damp Bludgeon. Okay. Where's our lantern? Okay, there we go. Eldritch Sumerian's pyromancy is a very interesting concept, exemplified by VPS and Stealth. You don't have a Call Beyond? I do. It probably won't do as much damage. I just know it's super expensive in terms of like the bullet consumption. So that probably won't be as much of a deal now. Now that we're starting to get like a lot of echoes, but for the majority of the game, I was just really cutting it close to having to actually farm on stream. I guess I did farm slightly with the scholars, but that wasn't too bad. Okay, let me scroll back up. It's awesome how the Old Hunters gives you context into the Yharnamites being afraid of you. Kind of sad as well.
Welcome. What? Very well. Let me stand.
Oh yeah, we have a max of 99 now in the inventory. So I can't go too much higher, actually. Gotta remember that. The woes of 1.0s. It's 4 away. Okay. Thought I got an arcane gem. Maybe it was waning. Oh, this might have been it. Or it's no arcane. At least for those. Okay, so I did. It's okay. I guess I never equipped it, did I? Definitely don't want that. Now that we're done with ROM and all that crap. Alright. You remember having to read by candlelight through the hurricanes? That or pop a flashlight in some awkward position, like some scholarly anglerfish? Scenario came up with a stupid theory that of learning after learning of the collaboration between George R. R. Martin and FromSoft, Tremerians are surviving Valyrians who went underground during the Doom. All that fire and blood stuff. Imagine finding a chalice where the boss is Gwyn. You can parry that boss. Yeah, you can definitely parry that boss. I could grab the rune that restores bullets on Visceral. Yeah. I guess I do parry a decent amount. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst idea. Some more gels. Some coins. That's interesting. Bobbin, welcome in. You love the Quicksilver Visceral rune? Some more blood cocktails. I wonder if they work on the little dudes. I should try that. Alright, so it does work on them at least. Maybe a little bit. Who knows? There's another bell ringer of spiders on the treasure room before the boss. Oh yeah, I think I skipped the side area, didn't I? Damn it. Ooh. That'll be perfect for eyes, I hope. And I don't remember if this is the one that has the... Yep. The wheel ball. I guess it's not really a wheel. The wheelie big ball. Great balls of fire. It's in the treasure room before the boss? Okay. Nope. F for the nameless tomb prospectors. Prospectors had coinage on them because they were so sure they'd return to civilization. Got grabbed up by the gels. Rip. Sex the sack. Okay, so this is just the loop. Damn it. Gosh darn spiders. They're not there yet. Well, the good thing is that was only like half my HP. I should have untransformed. Oh, it lived. Damn it. Why every single enemy lives with 1 HP against me? I should stop screwing around with them before she spawns 1,000 more. Okay. That could have been worse. You think of all these MFN spiders in this MFN labyrinth? Pretty much. Oh, Lauren Cleric. I did not notice it. Okay, there's the lever right there. Yeah, let's just YOLO pull it. Oh god. You know, let's just leave him. Is that way dead end? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. And then we have the side area. Oh, didn't mean to fall. Did you guys see that dialogue box? Huh. I guess there was a door there. Gotta open it from both sides, guys. Alright, let me double check to see if I did pass the side room. I might have. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Vargas Dread, welcome into the stream. Now that's an illusory door. So I think the Beast Claw might be in this layer? Maybe not the layer, but in the dungeon somewhere. Or it might be in the defiled chest. Get me out of these damn rats. Oh yeah. When rats use flame sprayer. Oh god. Chill. We got stuck on the whale. How did none of those hit? Okay. Gain more insight to view this door. We're 7 insight short. We need 100. Chalice spiders give you that PTSD. Welcome back in, Davin. Isn't Beast Claw in the Root Chalice? No, I'm pretty confident it must be in the story one because it is part of like the trophy. So it'd be strange if you had to get access the root ones. I know you can definitely buy it in root chalices. What's going up there? It's gonna throw crap at me, that's why. Oh. Or not. Let me take a peek in this next room, otherwise I'm going to go up top. I'm trying to see if there's treasure over there. Pile of pigs. Is that a hunter? Yeah, I think that's a hunter, right? Yeah. But is there treasure? I don't think so. Oh, oil urn. Yeah, those things exist, don't they? Oh yeah, I wonder if pungent... Why have I never thought about doing that? Stop. I turned away. Alright, I'll try to remember that strat for more rats. Alright. Who's the best Soulsborne girl? Ooh, you gotta get chat going again. Ludwig? Artorias? Okay, so this is the Beast Claw Hunter. Do I have the flame spray out? That's not good. So he doesn't have the moveset to actually like make him work well. Why did that not stun him? Feels bad, man. Right, let's just spam him. It's the cheap hunter strat. Oh, I do not enough damage. There we go. R1 spam and then fire until you get your stamina back. So I think this might be our first time seeing the loads of pigs. I think they also show up in the Intertombs. No treasure. So it's more just for easy access this way, I guess. Are there no snatchers in Loran? I don't remember. I think the snatchers just might be replaced by the Scourge Beast, essentially. Blood vials. Okay. And now we go back up. Actually, I'm kind of glad I went through the lower platforms first, because if I dropped down and then had to get ganked by the rats and deal with that hunter, that wouldn't have been very fun. Alright. On the other side of the pile of pigs, no treasure, just a hunter. Rip Beast Boy. Artorias is a fraud. Ludwig for the win. I don't know, I mean, Artorias did have a pretty sweet companion. He had a very good girl. So he can't be a complete fraud. I think this is just treasure. Was there a madman in here? Let's find out. You like how most of the enemies in the game have no poise, just like at the player character? It makes it more fair than Dark Souls. Thought I heard something, but maybe I didn't. A Silver Beast. Okay. Oh. Hey, a bastard of Lauren. Maybe the Silver Beast was pregnant. Brigante. Best girl's brain of Mensis. See the Beast Claw. Okay, I did remember. Okay, so this is a super cool lore item, actually. One of the few times where actually spelunking in the chalices actually pays off. Beast fighting weapon wielded by Irreverent Izzy. Crafted by chiseling the long bones of an undead dark beast and fastening them to the weapon. The bones are still alive, and when unleashed, grant its wielder a spurt of beastly power. As flesh is flayed and blood is sprayed, the beast within awakens, and in time the wielder of this weapon surges with both strength and feverish reverie. So this kind of establishes that even if something's dead, it might not actually be dead in this universe, which is pretty metal. It's essentially literally the arms and long bones of a beast that still function, I guess. You often heard the chalices referred to as soggy fries, still good because they're fries. That's not like the worst comparison I've heard made to them. If you ask me what the worst comparison that I've heard made to them, I don't know. Oh yeah, so we did get the whale. It almost got me killed by rats. Something just fell to its death. The chosen undead did all the job. Beast Claws, your current playthrough, lots of fun with the pole setup. It's just really unfortunate, like I was saying on one of the previous streams, maybe it was yesterday, how much, or like how few of the weapons are really accessible until like really late game. I think it would be so much more fun to actually be able to like play through Bloodborne with any weapon from like starting it at the beginning of the game. So if you had like a new game plus cycle where you could just get any weapon from the messengers, but without like the new game plus scaling, that would be supreme.
Welcome. What? Very well. Farewell.
You've had some pretty gross fries. Hunter's bone? Nah, beast bone. It's cool that they added the extra moveset with the DLC. It's just unfortunate that the beast game had like not so great moveset. It kind of feels like you're just playing with the fists. Maybe that's a lie. It's been a long time since I've tried them out. Wow, this place has 2 side areas. Okay. You're almost done with the run now that you've got stuff for your build? Exactly. It feels so satisfying just one-shotting them with 4-digit damage. From just a weak R1. Oh, this is the spot with the 2 bell ringers? Then I'm just gonna, like, dip. Because I remember that hellhole. Definitely not worth. Oh, I'll leave that. Oh, yep, this hall? Okay. Wait, no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. Holy crap. I heard her. Where's the second lady? Where's the second lady? Oof, okay. I mean, there's probably still not a lot in here. The one that I think I remember had like a really long hallway to get to it. Maybe this was the place, and maybe I just got lucky. Alright. The irony of Vanilla Beast Claws being like a fist alternative is cost parasite without the milkweed rune. We're probably better at that than anything. Yeah. I don't know if you actually get any scaling with just the non-milkweed version of it. Okay, I have a normal pistol. Sweets. Damn it. Just tier 4. So, in this version of the dungeons, you can make out the designs on the shields a little bit better because you got more of like the yellowy tinge to things. So resembles things more like in Demon Souls than this game, I think. And some of the tombstones are actually a little bit harder to make out as a result of that as well. Damn sand buildup. You want to use the Cause Parasite? How is it? It's different. It's very, very interesting, but really unfortunate that it's really only New Game Plus viable. Yeah, farm arcane gems, otherwise it's garbage. I don't remember what's next. Probably like a Lauren Silver Beast. Oh, BSB. Sweet. Easy mode. With a decent shot up, you could one-shot the Silver Beasts with a good visceral. Uh-oh, get her out. I felt like I was doing such good damage to the Beast Patients, but then, like, fairly negligible to BSB. So I think there must be a bug with the Beast Patient, like, defense ratios or something. Like, I was doing okay damage to the Scourge Beast as well. Oh, it grabbed me. After I crapped on it. That's cool. I kind of forgot it even had a grab attack. Cost Parasite's extremely good in PvP with the proper gems. Mostly because the little Wrath of Gods option is pretty overpowered and never got nerfed. You still can't believe they promoted the Silver Beast to boss. One thing you learned from this playthrough is that the Binocular is the best arcane spell, pretty much. It's the arcane spell that I've got in my active use items at all times. Oh wait, I didn't shoot? Too early. Bad timing. Okay. Binocular is definitely OP. I mean, it kind of is, like, unironically. For, targeting things, at least. And by OP, I mean acceptable. And very, not pragmatic. Damn it. At least I didn't get one shot off the grab. Can't see her though. Friggin' poison. The SB always seems so tragic. Like it's flayed itself to drink its own blood. I think that's so cool though. Like kinda tragic, yeah, but it just shows like oh, it's gonna explode. That the blood's a hell of a drug. Come on. There we go. I'm not gonna worry about that. Ailing Royan Root Chalice. Sweet. Thanks for the GG. Wait, there's another? Oh, I'm just going the wrong way. No? What is going on? No, I must have gone the wrong way. But may as well get the free echoes. Watch the second one just one-shot me. Do you think for a lot of the beasts what the hunter's doing is the merciful option, though Jira definitely wouldn't agree? Yeah, it really does all depend... Yeah, this is closer to this door. It really does all depend on... Oh, wow. We're kind of over time. Okay. It depends on like whether the beasts do revert back to people the next day. Because if they do, boy did we make a mistake. This guy's looking at me funny. No more? No more. Okay. Let's go to the dream, turn in our stuff, and call it for the night. Doomacious, welcome in. That skin flapping around should sound much more gross than it does. It probably does sound gross. Maybe the actual music just overpowers it a bit.
Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let the echoes become your strength.
Best to let the disease run its course? Maybe. 2 levels each time? Yeah. Feels good. Now we just need Ritual Blood tier 5.
Farewell, good hunter.
Which we've needed for a while. It's kind of annoying how few chunks we've gotten from like the Madmen though. The knowledges, that is. Should be about the same. Alright, nothing better. So that'll pretty much be it for tonight. We can pick up in the Layer 3 of Ailing Lowland tomorrow, which we will go live again at the same time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hopefully you guys will be able to join me. For all of you who have so far, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. And you do recall the skin does have sound effects, yeah. GG's no idea how you can talk and play so well. Oh, I feel like I can do neither as well as I can if I abstain from one or the other. Pretty creepy when you hear them. Night. Okay. Thank you all, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Feel free to join the Discord if you're into more lore discussions and things of that nature. See you next time. Take care.